Okay. On a windy day in the Yellow City, it's a great day for hockey as we welcome you inside the Budweiser bullpen for the 8th and final meeting of the season between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here, and it's shaping up to be a fun-filled evening between the Wranglers and the Jacks. Season series finales are always my favorite because you never know what you're going to get. You might get a fight, a flurry of goals, but one thing is for sure, it's going to be one heck of a hockey game. Happy to have you here with us here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. And so Amarillo this season against Odessa, bit of a mixed bag, but they've had their way as they have a record of 3-1, 2-1 against Odessa this season. So despite the 4 losses to the Jackalopes here this season, the Wranglers have found a way to pull 3 points in losses that have gone to extra time this season. Last night being one of those instances where the Wranglers fell to the Jackalopes 4-3 in overtime in this building. Scoreless first period, though both teams traded chances. Connor McDonough, the Wranglers goaltender, and Ivan Jackalopes, the goaltender for the Jackalopes, both made spectacular plays in the first period to keep the game scoreless. Moved to the second period, Wranglers played one of their best stretches of hockey that I've seen them play all season long and got 2 goals out of it. The first, Cole Semeniuk finding Grayson Gerhard for the game's first goal. Then Trace Day helping Roman Zapp pick up his first of the game to make it 2-0. But then a turning point as there was a fight midway through the game. Luke Morris got a game misconduct for taking off of his helmet. Jacks head to the only power play of the game, and they score. And so now it's just a 2-1 game, and Odessa scores 2 more unanswers to make it 3 unanswered to take a 3-2 lead at the top of the third period. And with 1:57 to go, the Wranglers, going for broke, pull the goaltender, extra attacker on, are able to cycle the puck around and find Roman Zapp on the far circle for a one-timer to tie the game with 1:57 to go. That sent the game to overtime. But it didn't take long for the game to be finished, even though we got some free hockey. As right off the draw, the Jackalopes took the puck and went the other way, and Cameron Dunn, just 8 seconds into overtime, ended it with his second goal of the game. So as we mentioned before, Roman Zapp had 2 goals in last night's game. He did not play last weekend. Came back last night from illness, and hey, he didn't miss a step. He had 2 goals, played fantastic, and tonight he'll be playing in his 100th North American Hockey League game, as will Wranglers forward Luke Morris. Zapp has played all 100 of his NAHL games in a Wrangler uniform. For Morris, he was acquired from the Rhinos last season. He has played 72 out of his 100 games in a Wrangler uniform. Happy to see them both here playing in game number 100. Here tonight. Grayson Gerhard, I thought, had a really good game last night. He had 1 goal. And Grayson Gerhard really has played his best stretch of hockey here in the month of February, as Gerhard has 2 goals and 2 assists in the month of February, even though he missed 2 games over in El Paso a couple weeks ago due to suspension. Cole Semeniuk on the assist on the Gerhard goal, picked up his first point in the North American Hockey League. I think that might be the first of many for him. And Connor McDonough, despite the loss, did stop 30 of 34 shots. Tonight, he'll be making his 10th straight start. As he turns to the Jackalope side of things, well, they're on the outside looking in. They're 8 points back of Oklahoma for 6th place, as the top 6 teams in the South Division will qualify for the playoffs. First 2 seeds get a first-round bye, and the rest qualify for a play-in round that is a best-of-3. Odessa trying to surge and make a push for the playoffs. It's not going to be easy, but something tells me if they're going to find their way into the postseason, it's going to come from 2 names. Cameron Dunn had 2 goals last night. He has 5 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 games. And Michael Kadlacik, 2 assists last night. He's on a 5-game point streak. He has 3 goals and 7 assists in that span. And those are the 2-point leaders for the Jackalopes. And really, it's those guys, Hayden DeMars back a little ways, and then everybody else. It's been a 2-man wrecking crew for Odessa. If the Jacks are to get on the board here tonight, well, for those 2 to be one of the suspects involved. Riley Rosenthal has actually had a pretty good stretch of hockey for the Jackalopes over his last couple of games. Rosenthal, defenseman for Odessa, had 1 assist last night. He's actually on a 6-game point streak. He has 1 goal and 5 assists in that span, and 7 of his 11 points on the season have come in his last 7 games. So he's playing some good hockey for Odessa. Watch out for him tonight. And newly acquired goaltender Ivan Jackalopes stopped 30 of 33 shots in the Jackalope victory. Seemed like he was settling into the game early on, make some big saves to keep the Jacks in it. Watch out for him here tonight as well, as we could have a goaltending duel on our hands between Jiggalov and McDonough. As I mentioned before, there was only one power play in last night's game, and Odessa scored on it. So you have to think that tonight, special teams opportunities, power play opportunities, could be far and few between, as Mr. Kornick is set to be our head official again here tonight. And it was just that one power play for Odessa last night. Have to think that we'll probably see a little bit more penalties here in tonight's game, as last night's game was pretty physical. I can't imagine that's going to go away heading into the season series finale between these two foes. So watch out for physicality to ramp up, some penalties to be marked on the score sheet. If the Wranglers are able to get some power play opportunities, they have to find a way to cash in on them, as the Jackalopes have the worst penalty kill in the North American Hockey League. This is a big game in the South Division standings, not just for the Wranglers, but for the Jackalopes as well. But you also turn your sights towards the Hoser Cup, as it is Hoser Cup Championship weekend. We know one thing is for certain. The Hoser Cup will be awarded this weekend. And the only question is, will it go to the Wranglers or the Warriors? The Jackalopes are already eliminated. The Warriors have 9 points. The Wranglers have 7. If the Wranglers win here tonight, that would make Sunday's game, tomorrow's game against Oklahoma, the Hoser Cup Championship, as if Amarillo would take down Oklahoma, they would win the tiebreaker by virtue of winning the season series. Wranglers have their sights set on the Hoser Cup, and with a win here tonight against Odessa, we will have the Hoser Cup Championship game tomorrow. Otherwise, the Wranglers fall here. The Hoser Cup will belong to the Oklahoma Warriors. That's what's at stake here tonight. In terms of the Hoser Cup, the Wranglers enter play here tonight with a record of 26-14-6-2. They're fourth place in the South Division with 60 points on the season, just 1 point back of the El Paso Rhinos for third place. The Shreveport Mudbugs are in second place with 68 points. The Mudbugs, with their victory over Oklahoma in overtime last night, have clinched a playoff spot in the South Division playoffs. They're the second team in the division to do so, as the Lone Star Brahmas were the first team to clinch. They currently occupy the first seed in the division. For the Jackalopes, they're on the outside looking in. They have a record of 19-23-4-2, 44 points on the year. They're going to have to find a way to make a surge to the playoffs and find a way to win games, or at least pick up points whenever they play. As for both teams, there's only 12 games remaining, including tonight's matchup. So we know things are going to come right down to the wire. Makes for great drama, great hockey, and we have it all for you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. When we come back on the pregame show, we'll get to the starting lineups and pregame festivities, as it is Teacher Appreciation Night here at the Budweiser Bullpen, and we're also going to be honoring Amarillo legend Jason Chafe with a special video tribute and a banner-raising ceremony, as he is the 2024 Community Hero Award winner. All that and a whole lot more when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser Bullpen, as the Jackalopes have just hit the ice. Let's get to the starting lineups for the Wranglers and the Jackalopes. We'll start with Odessa. They'll start with their top line of James Richmond, wearing number 14 on the left wing. Down the middle, number 26, Michael Kadlasik, the Air Force commit, And on right wing, recently committed to UMass, number 8, Cameron Dunn. He leads the Jackalopes in goals with 18 and points, as well as Dunn on the year has 43 points in 48 games. So the starting line for the Jackalopes, Richmond, Kadlasik, and Dunn. And on defense, it'll be John Wojciechowski playing at the left D position, wearing number 6, the 5'9" native of Rockford, Illinois. Will be paired up with number 10, Riley Rosenthal, who recently announced his college commitment to play his Division I hockey at Stonehill. Rosenthal stands at 6'3", 205 pounds. And that'll round out your 5 skaters for Odessa. And in goal once again, it'll be number 1, Ivan Zhigalov. Zhigalov stopped 30 of 33 in the Jackalopes' 4-3 overtime victory last night. He was pretty sharp when he needed to be, as the Wranglers were testing him with some pretty good chances last night. Zhigalov is a 7th-round draft pick of the Colorado Avalanche in 2022. He was recently acquired in a trade with the USHL's Chicago Steel in exchange for Quinton Sigurdsson. For the Wranglers, they're going to start with their top line as well, though it's looking a little different these days with Ben Ivey out of the lineup. It'll start with number 44, Trace Day, getting the start at left wing. Day had an assist on Zapp's first goal last night. I really like the way that he's played this season. Day stands at 6'3", 210 pounds. Left shot forward from Mesa, Arizona. Gets the start at left wing. Down the middle, it's going to be number 6, Jack Ivey, standing at 6'3", 200 pounds. Right shot forward from San Diego, California, is committed to go play at Army West Point for his Division I college hockey. Jack Ivey on the season has 26 goals, 42 points on the year. His 4th most in goals in the North American Hockey League. And to his right, number 93, Jack McDonald, one of the team leaders in points as well, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. Right shot forward from East Aurora, New York, will round out that starting forward line. On defense, number 3, Nick Troutwine gets the start at left D, 6'3", 210-pound defenseman. Left shot from Evelyn, Minnesota. We paired up with number 19, Nolan Gagnon, the reigning defenseman of the month for the month of January in the North American Hockey League. Gagnon stands at 5'10", 175 pounds. So right shot defenseman from Metcalfe, Canada, and will play his Division I college hockey at the University of Alaska, Anchorage. And in goal, wearing number 1 on his jersey, he's number 1 in our hearts, making his 10th straight start here tonight, Connor McDonough. He's going to play his Division I college hockey at Lindenwood University. McDonough has a record of 22-11, 5-2 on the season with the 2.3 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. As they are now on the ice presenting the 575 Pizzeria Player of the Month for the month of January. Fan howls in approval. We got the red carpet out there. This is just the first of many pregame festivities that we have going on here tonight. 575 Pizzeria sponsors Wranglers Weekly, by the way. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, subscribe, so you can catch up on all the episodes of that series. Nolan Gagnon is named the defenseman of the month for January in the league, and he's also the 575 Pizzeria Player of the Month for the month of January. Gagnon in January had 4 goals and 9 assists, had a +9 rating. He was outstanding. And now, very special pregame moment for Jason Chafe. Played his professional hockey in the Central Hockey League with the Amarillo Gorillas. Played 4 seasons here in Amarillo, has done great work on and off the ice. We'll be honoring him with a special video tribute coming up next in Arena and on our YouTube feed as well. Jason has done a great job of building the youth hockey scene here in Amarillo and growing the sport in the Texas Panhandle. He's out there with his family at center ice right now. He has won the 2024 Community Hero Award for not just an outstanding playing career, for all the work he's done here for growing the sport. He's out there with his wife, Courtney, his son, Landon, and his daughter, Harper. And now a special video tribute for Jason Chafe.
Every so often, if they're lucky enough, a community is blessed with a person that goes above and beyond to make a difference for the better. In 2005, Amarillo was lucky enough to receive Jason Chafe. Born in Stony Creek, Ontario, Jason spent his junior career playing in Canada before attending the Rochester Institute of Technology for 4 years. After graduating, Chafe began his professional career in Amarillo with the Amarillo Gorillas. Chafe spent his entire CHL career in Amarillo, amassing an impressive 33 goals, 64 assists for 97 points. Out of all his 281 penalty minutes, no 5 are more well known than the infamous one-punch knockout.
Flat's shoulders up a check, then gives a forearm to the face, and we're going to get a fight here as Flath gets drilled, and Flath is down. He got drilled one punch by Chafe. Jason Chafe just absolutely cracked RG Flat. They had dropped their gloves. They weren't locked up. They went right after one another, and Chafe connected with a clean right hand to the face.
Jason made some big plays and contributions on the ice, but his biggest and most important came off it. Jason has done an incredible job of helping grow the game of hockey in the Texas Panhandle for over the last 15 years, becoming a hockey ambassador and a mentor to the youth that he coaches. Without his contributions, the youth hockey scene in Amarillo isn't as big as it is today. And because of that, Jason Chafe is the winner of the 2024 Community Hero Award and will have his name and number 10 immortalized on a banner in the Civic Center rafters for the rest of time. Jason, you are a hero, and to all, a legend. Thank you for all that you've done here in Amarillo.
Hey buddy, just want to say congratulations for being honored for everything you do on and off the ice. Super proud of you, and well deserved. So yeah, cheers, Birdman.
Congratulations, Jason. This is an amazing accomplishment, and you should be super proud of yourself and all that you've done to grow the game of hockey in the Texas Panhandle. Congrats again, bud. Super proud of you.
Hey Birdman, just wanted to take a moment to congratulate you on receiving the Community Hero Award. I know how much work, time, and effort you put into the hockey program here in Amarillo. I've been here since 2009 when it was the Amarillo Wranglers. I've seen this program flourish since you became a part of it. It's all about giving back to the youth, creating opportunity for them, the opportunity that you and I got to experience through hockey. And, you know, it's taken us to so many places and created so many opportunities for us in the community. Now you're giving back to these kids, and hopefully one day they'll get to do the things that we've got to do. Just wanted to tell you again, congratulations, bud. I love you, and so very well deserving.
Congratulations, Jason. I love you.
All right, Jason. What a special night this is in front of a full crowd and a lot of special people here to witness it. And there's nobody here more deserving of this award than you. And from the moment I got to Amarillo in 2005, you took me under your wing as a line mate and a teammate and a special friend. From introducing me to my wife to taking care of me for so many years, it has been a roller coaster of a ride, to say the least. And I couldn't be more proud of you and this community that we've built together, from the ice ranch to the youth hockey to the adult leagues, and to many, many years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice for building a great community. It's just been wonderful to do it next to you and by your side. Schaefer, you're a very special friend to a lot of people in this community. You're one of the most unselfish people I know, and I think there's a special place in heaven for people like you. you know, we're all going to leave here one day and be judged, and I think it's going to be based on how we treat other people, and you're going to be at the top of the list. There's no doubt in my mind that without you, we couldn't have made this whole dream with the ice ranch and the youth hockey and the Wranglers possible. And there's no one more deserving to be up on the wall and honored than you. I appreciate everything you've done, not just for me and my family and our friendship, and for the many years of being a teammate with you together, but many years after that. And the way you've grown your business, the way you lead your family as a father, as a husband, you're one of a kind, man. And I'm just proud to call you a friend. Congratulations to you and Courtney, to Landon, to Harper. I know your parents up in heaven would be super proud of you today, and I couldn't be more happier for somebody than I am right now. Thank you so much for your dedication, passion, for building this community, for being by my side, and for just being a wonderful friend. Congratulations, brother, and we've got a lot of work left to do, but I can't wait to do it by your side.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Every so often, if they're lucky enough, I can
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Roll up that red carpet. We're all set and ready to go from the Budweiser bullpen. It's the Wranglers and the Jackalopes for the final time in the regular season here tonight. And if that wasn't enough motivation here for you tonight, the playoff picture wasn't enough. That banner that was just dropped, Jason Chafe's number 10, hanging from the rafters. Oh, man, that gave me chills. I bet that's got the boys at ice level fired up as the Wranglers looking to capture a big victory on home ice. Tonight's starting goaltender's number 1 on his jersey. He's number 1 in our hearts for the 10th straight time. It's Connor McDonough, making his 41st appearance of the season. A record of 22-11, 5-2, a 2.3 goals against average, a 911 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. He's been fantastic. Wranglers are going to need him to stand on their head here against a pesky Jacks team here tonight. As for Odessa getting the start, Ivan Jackalopes, same goaltenders that started last night, get the start here. As Jackalopes on the season will make his 7th appearance. He has a record of 3-3 on the year, a 3.7 goals against average, an 899 save percentage. He is a 2022 7th round draft pick of the Colorado Avalanche. Ryan Anderson, the head coach of the Amarillo Wranglers. Connor Yanni, his assistant. Scott Doerr is the head coach of the Odessa Jackalopes. With all the preliminaries out of the way, festivities in the rearview mirror, some still happening as we speak. Jack Ivey will lean in to take the draw against Michael Kadlacik. as we await first period action from the bullpen. The puck is dropped and we are underway on a windy Saturday night in the Yellow City. Nolan Gagnon will wind it around towards the near wall. Wranglers battle with the Jackalopes there. 2 Wranglers, 2 Jacks. Odessa successful in picking the puck away and getting out to center before Troutwine will drop it back in. Day picks off a pass through the neutral zone. He'll backhand it into Jackalope territory and out to the bench for the game's first change. Meanwhile, Odessa moves through the neutral zone. Right wing toss is gloved down by Troutwine, and he charges up ice. Tries to flip it towards his right. Jack's getting in the way of it. Richmond will play it back to Rosenthal, and Odessa will possess. Opening minute here in the first period. Packed house here at the bullpen for Teacher Appreciation Night and Jason Chafe Night as well. The game is still young, so pull up a chair, get a beverage of your choice, get some chips and dip, and enjoy some Saturday with us. The Jackalopes ice the puck 57 seconds into the game. One of the things that I noticed last night early on, I believe it was the second or third period, was Trace Day moves up to the first line. Now, with Ben Ivey out of the lineup, Jack Ivey has been playing in the center position. Jack McDonald usually plays at left wing, and now he's playing right wing. At least that's the way he's listed on the line chart. And last night it was Jacob Miller getting the start on the first line. Now, tonight, it's Trace Day. He's in the neutral zone. Odessa will backhand it into Wrangler territory. DeMarco, the first man on it, feels pressure from Teddy Manlove, dishes it over to Pukinen on the near side. He gets it back out to center. Roman Zapp, playing in his 100th North American Hockey League game, starts the next charge. From the left wing, McNaughton fires it towards the goal. It gets blocked by a man. It'll be picked up by Hunter Wisenand. He turns it over on the far wall. Taking a spill is Pukinen. Tries to wedge the puck away from his knees from Lem Vardy. But the Jacks are going to hang on and move out of their own zone. 18:20 to go in the first period as the puck leaps into the Wranglers penalty box. We get our second stoppage of the game with 18:18 to go in the first. The Wranglers have a pretty good record this season when they score first, as Amarillo, when they get the first goal, has a record of 15-1-2. That 2 came last night when the Wranglers scored the first 2 goals of last night's game, but the Jacks ended up taking it 4-3 in overtime. Wranglers looking for a different result here, as below their own goal line, Jackalopes look to wedge it from the Wranglers' grasp. Puck squeaks free to the middle, and a shot there from point blank is gobbled up by McDonough. It was Zach Bennion trying to stash it home, and McDonough makes his first save of the night, and it's a big one. And that's the kind of man Connor McDonough is. He can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. It's McDonough magic. Somehow he finds a way to get back into position on a puck that was kind of trickling between the circles. He's able to stop Benny in there. So the Wranglers win a defensive zone draw. Luke Morris, also playing in his 100th North American Hockey League game. First 28 with the Rhinos, final 72 with the Wranglers. Shot from the line will go up and over the net, as Odessa will pick it up in their own zone. Caden Morgan shimmies through center. He'll throw it in on McDonough. He blockers it to trusty defenseman Nolan Gagnon. He finds a man moving upward in Nick Troutwine. Wranglers flying through center. It's Grayson Gerhardt with a dump in, and that line will head off for a change. Back from a 3-game suspension, Morley Phillips hits the ice for the Wranglers. As his line comes on, shot from the right side by Odessa, goes wide of the net, and now Phillips picks it up at center. They'll move down the right wing, chasing after the puck to the corner. Jacks get it up to the left point, but not out. Kruklidis flips it towards the net, goes off a couple bodies. It'll be picked up by Tommy Wright on the far wing. 16:57 to go in the first period. Wranglers will send it back down towards Zhigalov and get another change. As the first line comes back out there partially, as Phillips is still out on the forecheck. Odessa entering, Dunn tries to glove down a bouncing puck. Up to the left point, it's Vardy. He shoots, saved me by McDonough, and on the rebound, he denies Dunn as well. Wranglers are able to sweep the puck away to the far wall. Day is able to move it upwards for McDonald. He'll drop it off for Trace Day. Takes a swat at the red line, but the Jackalopes stand him up and try to move up ice. Jack Ivey, having none of it, tries to plow his way into the attacking zone. Jackalopes will just slide it all the way back down to Wrangler territory. No icing. McDonough comes out to play the puck, turns it over to Dunn. Richmond on the right side can't get a shot away as the Wranglers clustered up on him. McDonough back in position. 4 minutes into the game. First 2 shots belong to the Jackalopes. There's Odessa. Will pitch it in. They'll get a line change as McDonough leaves it for Troutwine. He'll move it to the left wing looking for Day, but the puck had other ideas, and it goes out of his grasp and all the way down for an icing. All that coming 4:14 into the first period. And that Jason Chafe, number 10 banner, hanging right in front, right on the Wranglers' blue line, will stay there for the remainder of the game, and then it will be moved right next to Austin Sutter's CHL Man of the Year banner over in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. So extra motivation here tonight for the Wranglers as Wisnan will go behind the Wrangler net to the far half wall, drops it off for Manlove. He'll dig it deeper looking for Hayden DeMars. He gets pinned up against the wall by TJ Ritchie. Puck sweeps free. Right point Rosenthal to the goal, and lurking was Manlove, but McDonough got just enough of the puck to send it towards the far corner. Jackalopes hard on the puck here to begin tonight's game. TJ Ritchie dumps down Wizenand. Puck moves back out to center. Odessa will fling it back in and get a line change. Meanwhile, Wizenand and McDonald are sparring in front of the bench, and Wizenand pops McDonald in the face. And by all indicators, we're going to get our first penalty of the game. Wizenand losing his cool there. And so, only one penalty in last night's game, coming in the second period. Well, it doesn't take long for us to get our first here tonight. Just 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the period, and looks like Wizenand and McDonald will both go. 2 minutes for roughing for each. So no power plays here, just 4-on-4, so open space here. You have to think, with the way the game has been moving so far, has to benefit Odessa at this point. Jacks have been buzzing to begin the game. Wranglers win the ensuing draw in the neutral zone. Kruklidis will fumble it behind his own net, and the Jackalopes score on the turnover. And just like that, it's a 4-on-4 goal. Odessa gets the goal. I believe that's Marcus Fetchko getting the goal. Make that Charlie Smith, 29, not 28. Either way, Odessa breaks the ice and gets the first goal of the game. And that's very uncharacteristic for Martins Kruklidis. Just a bad beat for him there. And Odessa get the game's first goal. They're looking for more as they have Troutwine pinned up against his own end wall. It's Smith who just scored the first goal of the game, looking for another. He's able to weasel away from Troutwine's back grasp. Over to the left point, Vardy, a shot. Save made by McDonough. Rebound is loose below the far circle. It goes towards the corner, and the Wranglers are able to come away with the puck with the hard play of Troutwine. Wranglers move up ice. On the left wing, Morris, a shot, and a glove save by Zhigalov. And that is his first save of the game. Wranglers' first shot. Jacks win the defensive zone draw. They look to move up ice. Goes off a skate and into the possession of Jack Ivey. It's now the Wranglers learning that you got to be a little careful with the puck here against the pesky Jacks team. Will carefully move it up to the far wall. Now Jack Ivey loses an edge. Jackalopes try and steal, and they do. Kadlasik to Dunn up the line. Morgan settles it down. He'll drop it deeper. McDonough out of the net to play it. Karam's wide of him. Luckily, Grayson Gerhardt is in the area to pick up the puck for the Wranglers. Looks like this building playing tricks on the Wranglers here tonight. The puck just having a mind of its own. 13:46 to go in the first period. Charlie Smith's goal is unassisted, coming 4:59 into the first. Still 30 seconds remaining of 4-on-4 time, as DeMarco will hold the puck behind his own net. Fans take up a "Let's Go Wranglers" chant. On the right wing, pass is picked off, centering feed, and a shot from Chiarenza goes wide of the goal. Morgan from the sharp angle takes a shot that goes over the net, and momentum carries it back out to the neutral zone. Well, it's been all Jackalopes to begin this game. Wranglers need to find a way to respond as Jack Ivey finds a man in motion. Miller, a shot goes off a stick and wide of the goal. In the far corner, Miller gets it back. Looking for help, drops it below the goal line for Morley Phillips. He'll move towards the near side, try and chip it up to Troutwine. Jack's got a body on front of it, and they will possess. Is Morgan looking to go coast to coast for Fetchko moving up ice. Instead, it's an icing on the Jackalopes with 12:52 to go in the first. So offensive zone draw here for the Wranglers. Third line out there for Amarillo right now. Grayson Gerhard, Luke Morris, and Elias Abram. Gerhard has been a force to be reckoned with here in the month of February. 2 goals and 2 assists. And keep in mind that he missed 2 games against Del Paso. He had a goal last night. And here's a shot from Gerhard. Goes off a stick to the middle. The puck is loose. Player swatting at it. Goes to the far wall. Morris gets it down low for Abrams. On his backhand, he'll move towards the near side. On his forehand, find Morris in the corner. He'll exchange with Gerhard, spinning at the half wall, evades the pressure. Gerhard to Morris at the left circle. He'll move towards the half wall, dish it down low. Abrant sparring with Morgan. Can't hold the puck as the big defenseman is able to take it away. And now Nick Metelkin will rainbow it into the Wranglers zone after gaining the red line. Jack's got a line change. 12:13 to go in the first period. Jacks lead 1-0, and they also lead the shot count as well, 5-1. Wranglers get a change as Kruklitis will toss it across towards the near wall. Another turnover as Vardy left wing shot is blocked. Bounces to Kruklitis. He'll feed it out to the neutral zone for Phillips. Tries to slide by a defender, and he does. Phillips at the half wall looks to center. Gets caught up in a couple of bodies and goes up into the air and behind Jackalopes. Wranglers look to go low to high, but the Jacks are able to sniff it out. They'll move to the neutral zone and roll it back down behind the Wrangler goal line. Up against the end wall, Wranglers and Jacks converge. 3 Wranglers, 2 Jacks are there. Puck is pried free by Godowski. He'll move it upwards. Phillips is there, gets bodied off the puck. It's loose between the circles. Wranglers looking to corral it. In a flurry, they swat it below their own goal line. Puck bouncing up in the air like a ping pong ball. Right circle, a shot there from Manlove goes wide. McDonough might have gotten a piece of it, and now moving charging up ice is Miller. He'll shoot, and a save off the leg of a Jackalope sends the puck moving to the neutral zone. Good block there from Thomas Manzella. As Semenyuk moves into the attacking zone, he shoots. Another block from Manzella. Semenyuk picks up his own rebound. Moves towards the near side. Cad Lasik able to peel the puck away from him, and now moving down the left wing is Richmond. Enters Wrangler territory. Sharp angle shot, shoulder, save McDonough. He fends it off and pounces on the rebounds to freeze the puck with 10:37 to go in the first period. Well, the Jackalopes strike first. It's 1-0 Odessa with 10:37 to go in the first period. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages.
This is Topi Puikkonen, and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the bullpen. Jacks strike first. Odessa, when they get the game's first goal, has a record of 15-5-2. When the Wranglers surrender the game's first goal, they have a record of 11-13-4-2. This is a Wranglers team that has proven that they can be a resilient bunch. Jacks testing them a ton here early on in this game. Wranglers looking for a response here after the Jackalopes applied the heat and got the game's first goal. Pukkanen gains the red line. He'll fling it into Jackalope territory, goes off the end wall, and Odessa quick to get it back out to center. Sends it all the way down for an icing. And that stops time with 10:14 to go in the first period. And so one of the themes of last night's game was momentum. I think we're going to get that here again tonight. As first period was pretty even last night. Second period, Wranglers opened period 2 with a huge momentum swing. Everything was going in their favor. And then after the fight from Luke Morris, the Jacks power play goal, it really shifted into Odessa's favor. Seems like here to begin play tonight, Odessa's really had their way. Wranglers win the offensive zone draw. Shot from the line by McRoberts. Just screeches wide from Zhigalov. Semyonuk tries to keep it in. Successful in doing so. Banks it off the wall. Wranglers pinching, trying to keep it in, but Odessa able to move it back out to center. Cameron Dunn finds a trailer in Kat Lasik, and he will lift it into Wrangler territory and head to the bench. Semyonuk down the right wing for Day. Looks to find McDonald in motion, but the Jackalopes get in front of it. Puck squeaks between the circles. Wranglers can't pounce on it, but they are able to get it down low. As McDonald centers, goes in and out the other side. Brukalidis pinching, keeps the puck in the zone at the half wall. McDonald sees the puck go behind the net. He picks it up on the near side. And now pass across is intercepted by Wright. On the left wing, looks to get to work. He gets bumped off the puck nicely by Kyle DeMarco. And the Wranglers move the puck into the Jackalopes zone. Stretch pass was behind Zapp. I don't think he saw it. Jackalopes will move it out to center. Brukalidis looking for a steal, and he's got it. 2-on-1. He'll move in and shoot. Pad save, rebound. Zapp can't get the shot away. Good look there for the Wranglers. Martin Brukalidis had a chance at redemption. Good play there. Now Jackalopes move up ice. 2-on-2. Right wing shot goes off a stick and out of play. Good block off the stick of Nick Troutwine on the shot from Marcus Fetchko. .8:48 to go in the first period. Jackalopes lead 1-0. Shot count 6-2 in favor of Odessa. Draw to the left of McDonough on the near circle. Luke Morris will win the draw against Nick Metelkin. Gagnon backhands it on the near side wall. It boomerangs back to him behind his own goal. Stops and pivots to the left of McDonough. Jacks get the puck away. As Odessa hard on the puck. Nick Metelkin doing it all. He's able to move away from the pressure and now somehow finds a man on the right circle. Jacks go across. Fetchko a drive. McDonough fights it off. And the Wranglers get it up to the line. It's still in the zone. Metelkin down the left wing. He's able to bump it down below the goal line. And now the Wranglers finally get a clear. Jackalopes have really had their way here to begin this game. And Nick Metelkin, what a shift for number 9 in black. Got to tip my cap to him. Somehow found a way to keep the puck in the Jackalopes' possession in enemy territory. As Odessa ices the puck with exactly 8 minutes to go in the first period. Draw is going to come all the way down into the Jackalope zone to the left of Zhigalov. It'll be Morley Phillips taking the draw against Hunter Wisnan. Good to see Mo back into the lineup. He's proven that he can be a big fighter, as he has 202 penalty minutes on the season. It's a Wranglers record. He can also score. 3 goals in his last 10. As Jackalopes will have possession of the puck. It's Riley Rosenthal holding it behind his own net. Rosenthal is currently on a 6-game point streak, 1 goal and 5 assists in that span. He'll slide it up ice. He'll roll in on McDonough after tapping off a stick of the Wrangler blue line. Wranglers move out through center. 2-on-2. His left wing shot from Miller goes wide of the mark. Wranglers trying to keep it in, but it'll escape back out to center. Phillips able to steal the puck away from the Jacks. Right wing shot is blocked by Rosenthal. Bounces into the possession of Manlove. We'll go cross ice. Wizenand on the entry. Gets muscled off the puck by Kruklidis. And now the puck will move back out to the neutral zone. Jacks looking to regroup and reload. They'll slam it into Wrangler territory. Get a partial change as 3 new men come out there. 2 stay as Lem Vardy, one of the 2 remaining on the previous shift, will find Trevor Mitchell, and the Jacks move up ice. On the far side, Kadlacik tries to cut towards the goal, has done, trailing, but a nice play by Trace Day to pick the puck away. He looks to get things started on offense for the Wranglers, is on the far wall, looks to get the puck into his own grasp after it was bouncing, but James Richmond enters the Wranglers zone. Nice read by Gagnon to weasel it away from his grasp. 6:24 to go in the first. Play moves to a puck battle in front of the Jackalope bench. McDonald comes away with it. Right circle. Tries to dash towards the middle. Didn't go his way. Jacks are able to force it back out to center. Odessa will kick it into the Wranglers zone off the skate of Michael Kadlacik. He'll head towards the bench. As Henry McRoberts, the Michigan man, will pick it up on the far wing. His pass is almost intercepted by Belsterling, who had a goal last night. McRoberts will find McDonald. Gets it back to McRoberts on the far corner. He'll dart behind his zone net and backhand it off the glass now to the neutral zone. Day with a big hit on Manzella at the blue line. Sends him tumbling towards the ice. And unfortunately for the Wranglers, they're offside on that play with 5:44 to go in the first. Jackalopes lead 1-0 with a goal from Charlie Smith. His 5th goal of the season. He now has double digits in points in 47 games. 5 goals, 5 assists. That's the lone goal of the game so far. Jackalopes also lead the shot count 8-2. Neutral zone draw won by Zapp. Wranglers have possession as DeMarco gains the red line and blasts it into attacking territory. Comes all the way to the line for Kruklidis, but looks like they're going to say that this puck was played offside. So the Wranglers are offside. We'll have another neutral zone draw coming up here. So Zapp will stay out there to take the draw. He's having a monster season in his sophomore campaign, playing in his 100th North American Hockey League game here tonight. Zapp on the year has 16 goals and 26 assists for 42 points. Tonight is his 45th game. He had 23 points in 55 games last year. German forward has been a sensation for the Wranglers this season. He's tied for the team lead in points. Jackalopes win the center ice draw after they move that draw from the blue line to center. It goes into the Wrangler zone on the far wall. Belsterling will knock it down deeper. DeMarco is there for the Wranglers. Recently made an appearance on KAMR Channel 4 with myself. We were up there, had a good time. We're both on the news. You can check that clip out on the KAMR website as DeMarco moves it into the attacking zone. Jackalopes able to come away with the puck and lift it back out to center. Gloving it down is Belsterling. Finds it in his equipment, tries to swat it deeper into the Wranglers zone. Fans on it. And the Wranglers will come away with it. As down the right wing is Puukkonen. Cuts towards the middle. Puukkonen ever so dangerously moves towards the near corner, but the Jackalopes do a nice job defending him and shut down that chance. Now, Jackalopes enter the zone. Metelkin drops it off. Right side. Bennion, backhand shot. Goes through the blue paint and out to the other side. Zapp possesses through center. 2-on-2 if he hurries. Moves it to the middle for Puukkonen. He tries to drive towards the net. Sniffing it out is Metelkin on the back check. And he gets dumped down to the ice by Elias Abrams. And now the Wranglers will possess off a Jackalope dump in the Wrangler end. Puck squeaks out to the blue line. Both teams take a swat at it. Bouncing puck is picked up by Odessa's Bennion. He'll wind it down. McDonough tries to play the puck, but it takes a funny carom by him. And now the Jacks on the forecheck look to get it back, but they're unsuccessful in doing so. Wranglers on the attack. 2-on-1 developing. Left side, Abrams with Gerhard towards the goal. And he just couldn't connect as the puck goes in and out to the far corner. Gerhard for Morris at the right circle. He takes a shot. It goes off the side of the net. Rebound comes to Manlove. Wranglers are able to muscle him off the puck and dump it in once more. On the attack is Abraham. Gerhard can't come away with the puck as it was moving quickly by him. Odessa turns up ice. DeMars tries to find Manlove in the middle. Wranglers shut that down. Phillips now going the other way. Transition game taking place. Wranglers in the midst of a line change. Phillips doing it all on the forecheck. Rosenthal comes away with the puck with 3:18 to go in the first. Richmond on the left wing. Jack's going the other way now. Pivots in the far corner. Looks for a trailer and Dunn. He's got him. Dunn will force it deeper. Centering pass goes off the backside of the net. Richmond move it towards the near corner. Richmond gets blasted down to the ice by Gagnon. Big hit. And now afterwards he gives him a little shove behind the play. Looks like the official's going to turn the other eye. As now Troutwine enters the attacking zone. Behind the net. It goes up to the line. Kruglidis can't hold it in. Wranglers have to reload on this next sequence. 2:40 to go in the first period. Wranglers dump the puck in. We get a partial change. Looks like the first line coming out there. McDonald sees Cameron Dunn blaze by him. He drops it off for a shot by Kadlacek. He flubbed on it. Kruglidis is there, picks it up on the near wall, pins up a man and Dunn. Now convergence in the near corner, but only for a moment as DeMarco comes away with it. Sees Belsterling lurking. He backpedals the safety of behind his zone nets. Fans take up a "Let's Go Wranglers" chant. Jackalopes lead 1-0 late in this first period. Day in the far corner of his own zone. He's able to spar it free. Spurts Jack Ivey up ice. Day has the puck in motion over to the left wing for McDonald. Jackalopes are able to shoulder him off the puck, but Day steps in nicely to keep possession for the Wranglers. Behind his own net, looks to leave it for DeMarco. Wranglers, and behind the play, Day takes a shot from Belsterling, and no call. Looks like they're just going to let him play here tonight. As McDonald on the left wing. It's dragged down to the ice. Belsterling will pick it up, move it up to the line, but it stays in. McNaughton moves in to McDonald, driving towards the net. Shigalov stands tall, and the puck goes all the way back down into the Wranglers zone. 1:18 to go in the first period. Good play there from Connor McNaughton to somehow come away with the puck at the Jackalope blue line and start that last scoring chance. And here's McNaughton again on his backhand on the near side. Finds Zapp in the corner. Wranglers wheel it around to the right point for McRoberts. They'll stash it back down low for Zapp. On his backhand, moves up to the line, exchanges with Troutwine. At the left circle, across, looking for Puukkonen, but getting a stick on the puck was Wojciechowski, and the Jacks somehow survived that latest Wranglers attempt. And now driving towards the net is Fetchko, and he's cut off by McNaughton. McDonough was challenging the puck as well. Wranglers escape any more danger as Puukkonen has it in the far corner of his own zone. He dangles behind his zone net, swings out on the left wing. He'll go across for McNaughton at center ice, races after the puck. Mitchell beats him to it. Mitchell enters the attacking zone, fires one towards the goal. Blocker saved by McDonough. It pops up in the air. Manlove will get it for Odessa. Below the goal line, DeMars bodies off Troutwine, exchanges with Wizenan. Puukkonen pins him up against the wall. 10 seconds to go in the first period. DeMars has it in the far corner up to the line. Mitchell a shot. He fans on it, and it goes all the way down to the Jack zone. And that'll pretty much do it for the first period. So after 20 minutes of play, it's the Odessa Jackalopes that have the lead. Your score is 1-0 in favor of Odessa after one period of play. Jackalopes also lead the shot count 9-3. Wranglers looking to have their famous second period surge here after the intermission break. Which reminds me, coming up next is our first intermission report presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of the first period. Also take a look at period 2. We hinted towards that second period surge. We'll talk about it when we come back on the other side of the break. And we'll also take a look at some scores from around the South Division as we're getting closer to playoff time. And the playoff picture is starting to take shape. All that coming up in just a couple of minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome into the first intermission report. It's the Jackalopes 1 and the Wranglers nothing after one period of play. Odessa also leads the shot count as well, as they have 9 shots on the board to the Wranglers 3. Look at the events in the first period. Last night it was bare, nothing on the score sheet. Now tonight we got a little bit of something here, as it is Odessa scoring 4-on-4 as Amarillo's Jack McDonald and Odessa's Hunter Wisenand each got 2 minutes for roughing. 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the first period. Only took the Jacks 11 seconds to score in the 4-on-4 session, as it's just a bad beat for the Wranglers. Puck escapes their own grasp behind their own net, and Charlie Smith is there to pounce on the loose puck. Stash it by McDonough for the game's only score. Coming 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the first period. And so, that's all your scoring so far in the first period, but I think the big thing to note is that it was the Jackalopes that really had their way in the first period of play. Odessa really showed up to play here to begin the game. They really came out, guns blazing, really set the tone to begin the game. I mean, just to put it bluntly, the Wranglers looked a little flat in the first period, and you know, that's really surprising considering the fact just the atmosphere that was built during pregame, and that was just awesome. What a moment for Jason Chafe and his family. You got the number 10 banner hanging on the blue line here at the Amarillo Civic Center. It's going to stay there all night, then it's going to work its way over next to Austin Sutter's CHL Man of the Year banner. And, you know, that got me fired up. You know, after the pregame, I was ready to go, man. I was ready to run through a brick wall. You know, Jason Chafe, he's one of those guys where when I first came to Amarillo to take this job, he welcomed me with open arms. I mean, he was just one of those guys that was like, if you need anything, just let me know. Like, he very, very down-to-earth guy, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. You know, and he's really, he started his playing career here with the Amarillo Gorillas back in 2005. Had some great years there. Ended up finishing his CHL career in 4 years with the Gorillas in 2 separate stints, 3 years with the Gorillas, and then took a year to go play in Michigan, and then came back for 1 more year with the Gorillas. Finished up at 97 points, just 3 shy of 100. Oh, man, I would have loved to see Schaefer hit the 100-point plateau in his CHL career. But he had a heck of a playing career. Of course, we played the one-punch clip in the pregame, in the tribute video. What a moment it was to see him at center ice with his family. His banner hanging from the rafters. Good old number 10 is up there for the rest of time. Jason Chafe, the 2024 Community Hero Award winner. And, you know, it had me fired up. It almost brought a tear to my eye. Just a fantastic moment here in pregame. And it was the Jackalopes kind of spoiling the party there in the first period. They really kind of beat the Wranglers to the punch. Came out guns blazing, really played with a lot of energy, a lot of speed. And as a result of that, they were able to force the turnover behind the Wranglers' net, and they cash in on it. And I think here in the first period, after 20 minutes of play, I think the Wranglers could consider themselves lucky to only be down by 1 here at this point in time. As, I mean, it really was the Jackalopes having their way. They were playing with speed, playing with a lot of energy. And things did get better for the Wranglers towards the end of the first period, I thought. I think they were making some pretty good plays. Just, it's been one of those funky games here in this building where the puck just seems to have a mind of its own. And don't get me wrong, this building's always been like that. I mean, these boards are ancient. They're going to replace them at the end of this season, thank goodness. But it's just one of those buildings where you pop a puck off the boards, you don't know which direction it's going to go. The puck is bouncing on ice. Who knows what direction it's going to take? And so for the Wranglers here today, that really also kind of bit them in the backside here in the first period is they just couldn't get really anything going for majority of the period. I thought the final 5 minutes was better for the Wranglers, but I think there's still more to be desired, more left on the table from the Wranglers here. So we turn our attention to what I've called the second period surge. And, I mean, everybody who's been following us all season long probably knows about this by now, but for our newer viewers, here's the rundown. Why do I call it the second period surge? Well, for the Wranglers, first period goals are far and few between. The Wranglers only have 27 first period goals through what is now 49 games on the season. When you look at the second period and the third period, stark in contrast. In the second period, the Wranglers have scored 51 goals. And in the third period, which is their best period in terms of scoring and also goal differential, a goal differential of 8, Wranglers have 53 third period goals. So this is a Wranglers team that gets better as the game goes on. And so there's a lot of times where you see a first period from the Wranglers and you go, okay, there's room for improvement. And I think tonight is one of those nights. But we've learned time and time again, one, rule of thumb, you can't count out the Amarillo Wranglers. We found that out last night. And two, you got to remember, these are young players. They're still learning to find their way. They're still learning how to play the game the right way and the way that Ryan Anderson, the head coach, wants them to play the game. And so it just takes the Wranglers a little time to heat up after period one, but you move to period two and period three, the Wranglers have really had their way this season. So we'll see what the second and third periods hold here tonight. But for the Wranglers, I think the effort at the drop of the puck to begin period two has got to be a million times better than what it was in period one. And if you need any motivation, just look up to that number 10 banner hanging up at center ice. Wranglers will look to find a way to tie the game and then hopefully take the lead later on here in the second period. When the Wranglers are trailing after one, they have a record of 5-9, 2-1. When the Jackalopes are leading after one period of play, they have a record of 13-4. I really feel like the Wranglers haven't tested Ivan Jigolov a whole lot. Only 3 shots on the board right now. They'll look to get that going a little bit more here in the second and third periods. The Jackalopes are a team that allow a lot of shots against compared to some other teams around the league, as the Jacks average about 33.5 shots against per game. And the Wranglers average about 28.4 shots per game. So the Wranglers will look to find a way to gallop and get some shots on the board and hit that mark. Hopefully put some goals in the back of the net in the second period. When we come back on the first intermission report, we'll preview the second period a little bit more, talk about who we think is going to break out for the Wranglers here in the second period. We'll also take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard as the playoff picture is starting to take shape, and we want to know what all the other teams in the South Division have got going on as the playoff picture unfolds in the waning moments of the regular season. All that coming up in just a couple of minutes on the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back inside the Budweiser bullpen as the first intermission report rolls on. Jackalopes lead 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. Wranglers looking to find a way to tie this game up in the second period. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's get to our out-of-town scoreboard and check in on the other teams in the South Division. It's a big night in the South as we get closer and closer to playoff time. Shreveport Mudbugs are taking on the Oklahoma Warriors here tonight. That game is in the second period, about 3.5 minutes in there. Shreveport has the lead 1-0 over the defending champions. Hayden Nickel has the lone goal in the game for Shreveport. Keep an eye on that one. Jack's chasing the Warriors in the South Division standings. Wranglers have an outside chance to try and catch the Mudbugs for second place. Shreveport was the second team to clinch a playoff spot in the South Division with their victory in overtime against the Warriors last night. Over at NYTEX Sports Center, Colorado Grit Lone Star Brahmas. Oh boy, could we have an upset on our hands? The Colorado Grit lead the Lone Star Brahmas 2-1 after one period of play. Colorado goals coming from Thomas Velchek and Braden Freifogel. Owen Kerr, the Lone Star goal. But you got to keep an eye on that one. Grit looking to try and do the impossible. I think that's almost almost on the anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, which was a couple of years ago, or a couple of days ago, many years ago. Do you believe in miracles? Maybe. Maybe the Colorado Grit have a trick up their sleeve against the Lone Star Brahmas, top team in the South Division. And lastly, we go over to American Bank Center, New Mexico Ice Wolves battling the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. It's the battle of the ice animals. And they're all tied up at 1 after one period of play. Bryce Johnson gets the New Mexico goal. Michael Valdez, the goal for Corpus Christi. As the Ice Wolves currently occupy the 5th spot in the South Division. So I think we got a little time. Let's talk playoff picture. So top two teams in the division right now, Lone Star and Shreveport. The season ended today. Those are your two teams that get a first-round bye. Now, Shreveport has a 7-point lead over El Paso, who is idle this weekend, and currently an 8-point lead over Amarillo for that second-place spot. The season ends today. Odessa would be 8 points back of Oklahoma, not including the outcome of this game, which is still up for grabs. And so the first round, I guess the play-in matchup rounds, would be El Paso against Oklahoma. El Paso would have home ice, and then Amarillo would host New Mexico in the other play-in round. And it's a best of 3. All games are played in one building, and so it makes home ice very, very important. Now, the Wranglers currently have a 6-point lead over the Ice Wolves, and so tonight, you're an Ice Race fan. Wranglers fans, we're Ice Race fans here tonight. I think their slogan is what? Something like, "We are Ice Rays." Well, we're rooting for them as if the Ice Rays, who very likely aren't going to make the playoffs, take down the Ice Wolves and the Wranglers win here tonight, they add 2 more to their lead over the Ice Wolves to keep home ice. So if you're a Wrangler fan, here's your rooting guide. You want the Colorado Grit to take down the Lone Star Brahmas. You want the Ice Rays to defeat the Ice Wolves. And, well, for the Mudbugs and Warriors one, it's kind of like, can they both lose? I guess you're kind of just rooting for that game to not go to overtime, because the Wranglers still have a chance to catch the Mudbugs for second place in the division, but you also don't want the Warriors to catch up to the Wranglers. But then again, you always think in your minds, you want the Wranglers to win every game. So if you assume that the Wranglers keep winning, you shouldn't have to worry about the Warriors. So with that logic in mind, maybe we move from Oklahoma. I'm not sure, but that's your out-of-town scoreboard. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Wranglers and the Jackalopes here. Jacks lead 1-0 after one period of play. Wranglers looking for a big improvement from period 1 to period 2. They've proven that they can do that this season. The matter at hand, the question at hand is, will they? It's a game of momentum. It's a game of puck luck. A lot of it didn't go the Wranglers' way in the first period. Looking to change that in period 2. And due to injuries, due to suspensions, and all the such, new players coming in, from the trade deadline. The Wranglers have really had to shuffle their lines around over the last couple of games. And I think what we're seeing for this Wranglers team is this is still a team that there's a lot of fresh faces in the building, a lot of guys that aren't used to playing with other guys. I think you just need to let this thing kind of simmer on the stove for a little bit. You got to let these guys gel. You got to give this thing some time. Now, the Wranglers, including this game here tonight, still have 12 remaining on the regular season. So there's still time for this team to shape up down the stretch. And right now here tonight, I got to look at that second line for the Wranglers. I think this has been their most impressive line all season long. It's one of the few, in fact, the only line that really hasn't been shuffled around over the last couple of games due to injuries, new faces, and such. The chemistry that Topi Pukkanen, Roman Zapp, and Connor McNaughton have built together is phenomenal. I think that this line has been one of the Wranglers' best lines, most consistent lines, not just offensively but defensively as well, all season long. If the Wranglers are to get on the board here in the second period, look to those three men to be involved. Topi Pukkanen, the reigning South Division Star of the Week, having 3 goals in 2 games against El Paso, 2 of which being the game winner. Roman Zapp had 2 goals last night, and Connor McNaughton is having a career year. He's also been on fire as of late, as McNaughton has 1 goal and 5 assists in his last 7 games. And we'll see what they can cook up here in the second period. But something's going to happen. Look for those 3 guys. Grayson Gerhardt, I think, has also been playing some really good hockey here in the month of February. Look for him to be an X factor. I really like what Trace Day has been able to do when he has gotten some extra ice time here this season. Well, he's on that first line, had an assist last night, got bumped up to that first line role midway through last night's game. I like him on that top line with Jack Ivey and Jack McDonald in the absence of Ben Ivey. I think Trace Day could cook up something special here in the second period for the Wranglers. Second period action is just moments away. We're going to step aside one more time, and then when we return on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we'll have second period action from the Budweiser bullpen. This has been the first intermission report presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Both teams back out there for period 2. We are just moments away from second period action. Wranglers will start with the same men that started the game. First line out there to take the draw, Jack Ivey will take it for the Wranglers. His opponent, Michael Kadlasik for Odessa. It's been a good one so far. Jacks lead 1-0. Wranglers looking to get on the board here in period 2 as we are underway for second period action from downtown Amarillo. Wranglers look to get to work behind the goal line of the Jackalopes. McDonald gets to work, but the Jackalopes are able to pry it free from his grasp and get it back out to center. Jack Ivey on his horse will walk it down the left wing Jack sniff it out, poke it back out to center. Gagnon will field it in his own zone. They bank it off the wall for Jack Ivy. To the right wing for Day. Finds McDonald in motion, pivots, finds Day, enters the attacking zone. Right wing shot is paddled away by Zhigalov. Centering feed. McDonald is there, looking for a trailer. Bounces off a body, comes to the left side for Troutwine. And it's deflected wide off the stick of Jack Ivy. Good look there for the Wranglers, and that's the kind of shift you need to get things started. Now here comes McNaughton, right wing shot, and oh! Zhigalov makes the save, but it's an offside on the Wranglers. That's unfortunate, as that was a great-looking play for Connor McNaughton, who's sneakily forced some turnovers here tonight. You mentioned that second line. Well, there they are right now. Come right over the bench, fresh off, able to make something happen. As the neutral zone draw is won by the Wranglers. Kuklidis will fire it in, goes around towards the near side. McNaughton meets it at the half wall, as does Lem Vardy. Jacks are able to escape from the pile, push it towards their own blue line, where the Wranglers will whack it back in. On the far wall, DeMars moves it up ice, goes off a skate, turnover here. Kuklidis shoots, goes off the stick of Mitchell and wide. On the right wing, McNaughton gets mobbed by a pack of Jacks, and now Odessa moves up ice. They might have numbers as down the left wing. Wisnand will slip it below the goal line for DeMars. Working against him is Martins Kuklidis, the Latvian defenseman. He's able to poke it over to Roman Zapp. Wranglers exit their own zone. McNaughton handles it at center ice. He'll fling it into the Jackalopes zone. Wranglers get a partial change. McNaughton almost has a steal on the forecheck, but now he heads towards the bench. Jackalopes send the puck the length of the ice. That's an icing on Odessa. 1:49 into the second period. But the good news for the Wranglers, the first two shots of the second period belong to them. So that's just the kind of start you needed to jumpstart things here in period two. Good looking crowd here tonight. Not a lot of empty seats. It's time to get these fans buzzing. Is that the neutral zone? Metelkin finds Manlove left wing. His shot gets blocked. Play goes towards the near corner. Manlove gets it back, tries to slide it up to the point, and it's intercepted by Gerhard. Drops it off, finds a man in motion. Morris enters, centering for Gerhard, and he just couldn't get a handle on it as it went in towards Zhigalov. He directs it towards the far corner. Jackalopes are able to move it out to their own blue line. Wranglers keep it in. Bounces back out to center. Gagnon tried to wind it back in. And now Abrant from center ice will do so. On the forecheck, Morris gets to work offensively. Abrant joins him on the far wall. Wranglers body up Fetchko. Can they keep the puck in? No, as the Jackalopes are able to come away with it. They'll enter the zone, and they're offside. There's 17:16 to go in the second period. Wranglers now have the first three shots of the second period. And it was a busy first period for Connor McDonough, where I thought he played very well for the Wranglers. Again, we talked about it in the first intermission report. That was a period where the Wranglers were kind of lucky to only have one goal against in the first period. Connor McDonough made some big saves when he needed to. Because of that, it's a 1-0 game. Jacks fire it into the Wranglers zone. At the end wall, Phillips will feed it out to center. Gagnon in motion, finds a man on the right wing, and Godowski tries to pry it out of the skates of a Jackalope. He's able to slide it down low, goes around towards the far wall. DeMarco is there. Big hit in the far corner. Miller bodies up Wojciechowski as the puck trickles back out to center. Belsterling settles it down, and he will dish it into the Wranglers zone. DeMarco jousting with a couple Jacks in front of the Odessa bench. Wranglers on a steal, move down the left wing. It's Morley Phillips, but the Wranglers are offside again. 16:35 to go in the second period. This draw is going to be in the neutral zone right in front of the Wranglers bench. Jack Ivy, who is fourth, tied for fourth in the North American Hockey League in goals with 26. Take it against Michael Katlasik. Maybe he has some magic up his sleeve. As he wins the draw, Wranglers will bump it into the Jackalope zone. It'll be fielded by Mitchell. He'll push it towards the far wall. Puck is errant. Turnover here. McDonald to the middle for Day, and always shot is blocked by the stick of Vardy and goes up and out of play. What a great play there for the Wranglers' first line. And what a nice use of vision by Jack McDonald to find Trace Day. A couple quick passes from that trio. And the stick of Lem Vardy is able to get in the way of Day's shot and send the puck into the protective netting. Wranglers buzzing here in the second period. They'll look to get a goal out of it. Jackalopes win the defensive zone draw. Wranglers on the forecheck, able to come away with it as Jack Ivey peels on the near boards. Drops it off for Day. He'll weave his way down the wall, bank it off the boards. Finds Jack Ivey on the far side. Ivey tries to cut towards the middle. Day picks up a loose puck after it glanced off a skate. He exchanges with McDonald. Tries to feed it towards the middle for Jack Ivey, but the Jacks are able to get a stick on it and quickly move up ice. Right wing Dunn takes a shot. McDonough eats that up and spits it out too. He gets the freeze with 15:47 to go in the second period. That is the Jackalopes' first shot of the second period. Well, everything looking pretty good for the Wranglers so far here in the second period. I think much better compared to the first period. The only thing left on the to-do list is to get a goal. Or two, or three. You get the idea. As the Wranglers from their own zone will go corner to corner. Troutwine on the far side. Looks to paddle it forward. Wizenan making life difficult. But Pukkanen, strong on the puck as always, is able to dump it into the Jacks' end. Jiggalov will play it behind the cage. Odessa quickly back out to center. Wizenan down Broad Street, moves to the right side for DeMars. He'll punch it around for Manlove, who reverses it back to DeMars in the far corner. He has it on his backhand, leaves it for Wizenan. Tries to spin away from Zapp, successful to the middle, and Manlove was there, but the Wranglers get a defensive stick on it. From the left circle, DeMars shoots, and he scores. Hayden DeMars finds the back of the net, might have gotten tipped out in front. Jacks score 5 minutes into the second period to make it 2-0. Just when it looked like the Wranglers were doing everything right, Odessa gets the first goal of the second period. They extend their lead to 2. It's Hayden DeMars from Lem Vardy and Hunter Wizenan to make it 2-0. And so for the Jackalopes, they scored 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the first period. They scored 5 minutes into the second. And no, it's not Groundhog Day. Wranglers now down by 2. Abrant looking to get things started. Finds Gerhardt at the Jacks' blue line. He'll toss it in. After it is Morris. Big crunch by Morris on Manzella on the end wall. I don't know how Manzella's still standing. That's a big hit from number 11 in white. Caden Morgan will field the puck on the Wrangler dump-in attempt. Manzella hits Metelkin in stride, tries to weave his way down the middle, leaves it for Fetchko, centering feed. It was in and out the other side, shot from the left point. It was off a stick and a stray. Wranglers pick it up as DeMarco moves up ice. Wranglers might have numbers if they hurry. 3-on-2 developing. DeMarco to the middle. Gerard to the right wing for Abrant. And he pushes it towards the blue paint, but Jiggalov is there. He gloves it up with 14:09 to go in the second period. So Wranglers get a line change. On comes Phillips, Gadowski, and Miller. New look fourth line for the Wranglers. As Phillips will take the draw against Cohen Belsterling, who scored in last night's game. Draw in the near circle. Wranglers trying to come away with it off the draw, even though Odessa won it. Jacks are forced to just sling it down the length of the ice. That'll be an icing on Odessa. 5 minutes and 58 seconds into the second. And so it looks like the Wranglers electing to keep the same personnel on. They'd just come out onto the ice anyway, and that last faceoff was taken. So they're still fresh. Your two D-men right now, TJ Ritchie and Cole Semeniuk. Been impressed with the play of Cole Semeniuk ever since he came over from the trade with the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. He picked up his first North American Hockey League point with the assist on the Gerhard goal last night. As the draw is won by Odessa, Belsterling shovels it back out to the neutral zone. TJ Ritchie will pick the puck up, gain some speed, move it around towards the far wall. His exit attempt is intercepted by Belsterling. He'll drive, go around, then on the wraparound. He shoots, save made by McDonough. Not once but twice. Puck is loose. Belsterling has it. McDonough. Oh my goodness! Wide open net, and Belsterling couldn't hit it. And the Wranglers somehow survive that sequence. Now behind the play, Smith battling with Godowski. Again, no penalty. We've seen a lot of that in this game. And it looks like they're just going to let them play, and then the Wranglers dump it in and get a change. First line out there, Jackalopes send the puck down. Richmond beats out the icing. He moves on the near wing, spins towards his forehand. Degg knocks the puck away. Wranglers go up ice. Pass is offline, off the skate of McDonald. It's an icing on the Wranglers with 13:04 to go in the second. And the Jackalopes did not have a shot for the first 4 minutes and 13 seconds of the second period. Well, just 47 seconds after that, they get a goal, and now they have 3 shots in period 2. They'll toss it towards the middle. Bouncing puck settled down by Gagnon. He'll bank it off the glass, and it's a turnover. A funny hop. Jackalopes across. Kadlacik tries to settle it down. McDonough fluttering, but luckily Day is there to push the puck out of danger. A couple bad breaks for the Wranglers here in this game. Puck luck seems to not be on their side as Odessa goes coast to coast. Kadlacik toe drag shot. Goes off the bar and out of play. Might have gotten a piece of McDonough's glove. But again, the Wranglers just inches away from danger. And they come away unscathed again. 13:35 to go in the second period. Odessa leads 2-0. Shot count 12-7 in favor of the Jacks. Draw to the left of McDonough on the far circle. It'll be Wizenan taking it against Jack Ivey. First line remains out there to D-man Kruklidis and DeMarco. Odessa tries to kick it into their grasp off the draw, but weaseling it away is Jack Ivey. Wranglers on a line rush go the other way. To the middle, Jack Ivey shoots, and a pad save by Zhigalov denies him. Odessa able to squirm it out to center. Wizenan enters on the left wing, drives towards the goal, he shoots. Big save McDonough to deny Wizenan on the doorstep. And Connor McDonough is having a heck of a game, keeping the Wranglers in this one as Day spurs up ice. Cuts towards the middle, toe drag shot, goes off the stick of Morgan and out of play with 12:03 to go in the second period. Wranglers have taken 5 shots here in the second period, as have the Jackalopes. The draw will be in the Odessa zone. Far circle. Puck gets sent towards the boards. And Odessa moves up ice down the right wing. Fetchko looks to center it. Good play by Henry McRoberts to shut that down. And the Wranglers just catapult the puck down the length of the ice. It's an icing on Amarillo with 11:48 to go in the second period. And Henry McRoberts, I've really been impressed with his play this season. He's not the flashiest defenseman, but man, does he make some great plays. He just seems to find his way to be at the right place in the right time, get sticks on pucks, just really anything you want from a defensive defenseman. I've liked what he's been able to do this season for the Wranglers. Still out there with Troutwine as Zap takes the draw. Odessa will win it from the left point. Wojciechowski flutters it towards the goal. McDonough reaches out to poke it away from the blue paints. Puck stays in, though, on the hold-in by Bennion. Goes across towards the near side. Metelkin will drop it down low for Bennion behind the net. Meets Troutwine. Play moves back behind the net, now onto the near side. Wranglers are able to jar it back out to center. Zap trying to spur up ice. The Jacks get to the puck first and are able to move it back out to the neutral zone. From the red line, McRoberts banks off the wall. Little chip and chase action, but Odessa is able to put an end to that. They move it into the Wranglers zone. Puukkonen at center, gains the red line. To the left wing for Zapp. Goes cross ice for McNaughton, dishes it towards the middle, and Puukkonen just couldn't get there in time as he was held up by Lem Vardy. At the left point, Troutwine will roll it around below the goal line for Zapp. To the near side, looks to go low to high, but the Jackalopes get there, but a nice poke check by Gagnon. There's a stick on it, and Zapp is tripped up and no call. They're really just letting them play here tonight. Interesting. And I won't comment any further. As down the left wing is Vardy. On the entry, his shot is blocked by Gagnon. Play goes below the goal line. Semenyuk has his man pinned up against the end wall. Everybody trying to kick at that puck, get a piece of it, and Gagnon is the victor. He emerges from the pile, throws a couple of fakes, and exits his own zone. He gets mobbed by 2 Jackalopes. The late offside on Odessa with 10:08 to go in the second. At the right wing, Zapp enters over the blue line. Again, 2 Jackalopes stuff him there. Now Odessa enters on the left wing. Looks to go across. Good defensive stick by McNaughton to shut down that. And he bottles up Belsterling on the blue line, and Gerhard will charge down the right wing. Dump and chase. Gerhard hard on the forecheck as the Wranglers get a line change. 9:45 remaining in the second period. Odessa able to evade that, but not before a big crunch by Morris on Trevor Mitchell. Play moves behind McDonough. Dunn to the middle looking for Richmond. That pass is offline. It'll trickle all the way back down to Zhigalov. And they'll keep the play moving. Now Thomas Manzella glance it off the near glass. That's an icing on Odessa with 9:17 to go in the second period. Jacks lead 2-0. They also lead the shot count as well, 14-9. And it's been a while since both teams have taken a shot on goal, at least recorded one on the in-arena score clocks. We got some confetti cannons going off next to me. They're not gunshots, it's just confetti cannon. Don't worry. Scared me for a moment. Of course, all the people on the YouTube audio feed probably see me jump with that little jump scare. It's the little things that'll get you. As the puck is dumped down, no icing. Troutwine will get there, tap it to Gadowski. He'll feather it to Phillips on the left wing. He spurs Miller into action. He finds Gadowski, stops at the half wall, to the middle for Phillips, and he fans on his one-timer attempt, and Odessa will go the other way. As Wojciechowski centers for Dunn, he traps it over the net. Oh, man. Dangerous chance for Odessa, but again, the Wranglers find a way to come away unharmed. Bodies crunching here in the second period. Wranglers lift it into the Jack zone. Another icing, this time on Amarillo with 8:33 to go in the second period. And so, you go all the way back down into the Wranglers zone. 2 D-men, Troutwine, McRoberts. Seems like Nick Troutwine has logged a lot of minutes here tonight, playing with Gagnon, now McRoberts. To the left of McDonough is the draw. Odessa wins it. They get it up to the right point. Mitchell is able to move it to DeMars. He'll launch it below the goal line. Jacks go low to high. And now they stay down low as Wizenan curling in the far corner on his forehand. Gets bodied up by Morley Phillips. Jacks love the puck though. Left side shot wide of the net. Goes back towards the far corner. Phillips gets tripped up by Wizenan. And I didn't expect to see an arm raised there anyway. It's behind the net. DeMars up to the left point. Vardy across. Mitchell a drive off the end wall. Karam's to Manlove. Now low to high. Jackalopes met by Miller at the left point. Vardy can't hold it in. The big force of Jacob Miller forces the Jacks back out into their own zone. DeMars from the red line will hurdle it into the Wranglers zone. McDonough will get a paddle on it, move it towards the far wall. Fetchko is there. Manlove dishes it on his backhand towards the net. McDonough gets a glove on it, but it stays in play. Metelkin Looks to go low to high, and now we get a whistle because the net has come off. With 7:28 to go in the second period, we get a little break to catch our breath. It's the Jackalopes 2 and the Wranglers nothing with 7:20 to go in the second period. I'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser bullpen. Guy Chiarenza here. Jackalopes lead 2-0 with 7:28 to go in the second period. Jack's got one goal in the first from Charlie Smith and another in the second from Hayden DeMars. Those are your only two goals of the game, and we only had two penalties in this one. One against Amarillo, one against Odessa, but no power plays. It was 4-on-4, and that's when Smith scored. As Jack's towards the goal off the draw. McDonough diving. Puck stays out of the net. Metelkin drives towards the goal. Good poke check by Krukleidis to stop that attempt from Nick Metelkin. And now McDonald looks to get to work as he shovels it down into Odessa territory. At the right point, DeMarco holds the clearing attempt, whips it towards the goal. It's fought off by Zhigalov. Puck rebounds back to DeMarco. He moves his way down the right wing, exchanges with McDonald. Wranglers go low to high and now high to low. As it goes behind the net, Jack Ivey will move it towards the far wall. He'll get it. Take a swat at it, battling with Metelkin. Ivey's able to move it down below the goal line for Day. And now tripped up is McDonald, and no call. Now to the neutral zone go the Jackalopes. Pass is intercepted by Semenyuk. He goes the other way, looking for Day moving forward, but the Jacks are able to bottle him up and shut down anything else. 6:26 to go in the third period. Puukkonen enters the Jack zone. Drop it down low. Jack Ivey to the corner for McNaughton. Takes his time, tries to meander behind the net. Defensive stick by Wojciechowski shuts it down for the moment. And TJ Ritchie can't hold it in at the left point. Wranglers are forced to reset. They'll elect to just dump it in. Jackalopes dump into Wranglers territory. The aforementioned TJ Ritchie, the Ohio native, gets there first. He spars with Smith. Players converge. Smith gets hauled down. Jacks move low to high. Mitchell from the right point takes a shot. Goes wide of the net on the left side. Another try. McDonough lurching towards his right is able to swallow up that puck with 5:43 to go in the second period. Now afterwards we get some bad blood. Lamvardi in the middle. Battling with a Wrangler. That's Topi Puukkonen in the near corner. They're going at it, but they're not going to drop the gloves as the linesman quick to break that up. And so we're going to get another media timeout. It's the Jackalopes 2 and the Wranglers nothing. 5:43 to go in the second period. Jacks lead the shot count 15-10 on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
back at the Budweiser bullpen. Jacks lead by 2. 2-0 is your score. 5:43 to go in the second period. This next draw is going to be in the Wranglers zone on the near circle. Third line out there, Luke Morris will take it. He's been excellent in the face-off circle this season. You've got a guy behind the Jacks bench wearing Ruff's hat with his shirt off. That's a photo that'll last a lifetime. As Gagnon stretch pass off the skate of Gerhardt at center. Abrant picks up the loose puck. He'll start the next charge for the Wranglers offensively. As at the end wall, Morris gets it away from the grasp of the Jackalopes. From the right side, tries to dig deeper. It's bodied up, hauled down to the ground, back up to his feet. Morris still trying to move with the puck, but the Jackalopes are able to shimmy it away. On the far corner, Gerhardt spinning on his backhand, banks it off the boards for Abrant, who gets pushed up against the wall by Vardy. Jacks will just bump the puck off the wall and out to center. It evades Troutwine, no icing. Under 5 minutes to go in the second period. Stretch pass connects with Gerhardt at the Jackalope blue line. He'll zip it in. Zhigalov out to play it towards the far wall. Dunn is there. Odessa exits. Metelkin gets blasted. Make that Richmond by DeMarco in front of the scorer's table. As the Jacks loft the puck in. Gagnon will peek it from behind his own net. Look for an avenue to move forward. Gonna take his time and see what things unfold out in front of him. Gagnon still waiting. Now finally moves it up ice. Is on the right wing. Phillips sees a glance off his stick. Jackalopes pushing the narrative. Move it forward into the Wranglers zone. Wranglers changing the narrative. Move it up to the line. Puck flutters through the blue paint dangerously, and diving to block the centering attempt was Gagnon. Patilla, puck ping-ponging around in the far circle. Wranglers will escape. Moving up ice is Miller. Tries to cut towards the middle. Gets bodied away by Morgan. Two players tumble to the ice in the near corner. And now Kruklitis darts it towards the net. Save made by Zhigalov. Rebound goes towards the far corner. Phillips looks to go low to high, but it goes by Trace Day. Wranglers have to regroup in their own zone with 3:35 to go in the second period. Stretch pass offline. Karam's strangely off the near corner, but it's not going to matter anyway. It's an icing on the Wranglers with 3:30 to go in the second period. Big crowd in attendance here tonight. They're itching for a Wranglers goal. Defensive zone draw here, though, to the left of McDonough on the far circle. Wisnan to take it against Jack Ivey. Puck up for grabs, and now Ivey's won the draw. Wranglers zip it out to neutral ice, and now the Jackalopes respond by hurling it back into the Wranglers zone. Kruklitis behind his own net, feeling the heat from DeMars, is forced to move it towards the right circle. Odessa can't get a handle on it. 2-on-1 here for the Wranglers the other way. It's McDonald on the left wing, stops at the half wall, looks for a trailer, flings it towards the goal, and it goes wide of the mark. Holding it at the right point is Kruklitis. Looks to find Ivey down low, but Odessa is able to sweep the puck away and get it into their own possession. DeMars turns the puck over at center ice to Semeniuk. Tries to weasel his way into the attacking zone, but Manlove pounces and goes up ice. He directs it towards McDonough, who is able to backhand it out to the neutral zone with 2:38 to go in the second period. Play in front of the Odessa bench. Puck battle, linesman in the thick of it. Squeaks free over to Odessa, and now McDonald taking a couple shots from DeMars in front of the Jackalopes bench. They blow the whistle. Could we have our third penalty of the game? Yes. DeMars will go to the box. With 2:25 to go. And that's it. So the Wranglers will get a power play here. The first time in the two-game set, Wranglers go to the man advantage. Critical moments. DeMars gets 2 minutes for roughing. And the Wranglers power play unit gets to work. Second best in the North American Hockey League, 23.2%, going up against the league's worst penalty kill Jackalopes are 77.4%. Big moment in the game here. Draw is won by Odessa, and they get an opening clear with 2:17 to go in the second period. DeMarco will lead the charge. Up to the line. Pass hits to McNaughton. To the right wing, he's got Abrandt. Darting towards the goal. Abrandt battling with Vardy. Gets help from McNaughton. Wranglers possess the puck and wheel it around towards the far wall. Morris at the half wall. Finds Troutwine at the line. He walks towards his right. Finds DeMarco. A bomb towards the net, and it goes off the end wall. Pouncing on it is Abrandt. Wranglers keep possession. Low to high. Troutwine once more. DeMarco has it. They trade places. DeMarco to Troutwine. A bomb! And that one is stopped by Jackalopes. Puck is settled down below the goal line by Abrandt. Low to high. DeMarco winds and fires. It's blocked by Belsterling. Fans getting loud. Morris to the line for Troutwine. You'll find DeMarco in motion to the right wing. Abrandt down low. McNaughton tries to stuff it home. And the Jackalopes find a way to survive. They will get another clear here with 53 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. Good looks for the Wranglers. Just couldn't find a way and turnover here. Jack's shorthanded. Kadlacik, he scores. Michael Kadlacik gets the shorthanded goal. And the Jackalopes have a 3-0 lead. Kadlacik from Dunn. Who else would it be? The usual suspects. And with 1:06 to go in the second period, it's now a 3-goal hole for the Wranglers. If it's any consolation, the Wranglers still have 42 seconds of power play time to work with. Try and get that one back. As charging down the right wing is Jack Ivey. He'll enter to the goal. Jack Ivey can't find a way to stuff it home by Jackalopes. Wranglers go low to high. At the line, Gagnon settles it down and flings it towards the net. Pad saved by Jackalopes, and the Jacks won't get the clear. Under a minute to go here in the second period. 40 seconds and counting to be exact. 13 remaining on the Wrangler power play as Gagnon move it up ice, looking for Jack Ivey. Kadlacik will whip it towards the far wall. Bank it off the corner. Geometrically, it goes to McDonough. Wranglers quickly move it up to the Jackalope blue line. Zap has the trailer in McDonald. He leaves it. Zap right wing shot, and that's blocked by Patilla. Kadlacik, the most recent goal scorer, finds a man upwards. Bennion across. Patilla a shot, and it's off the iron. Wranglers just can't catch a break here as the Jacks just seem to have a lot of puck luck. Although that one there goes the Wranglers' way as it goes off the iron and out. And that is the end of the second period. Well, after 40 minutes of play, it's the Odessa Jackalopes 3, the Amarillo Wranglers nothing. They don't call them the comeback kids for nothing, but this one, they're going to have to pull some extra tricks out of their hat. We'll talk about the upcoming third period of play, what the Wranglers need to do to find a way to come back and win this game. We'll also recap all the events of the first two periods. We'll also take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, as it's a busy night in the North American Hockey League. All that coming up next on our second intermission report presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. I'll see you in a couple of minutes on the other side of the break. Welcome into the second intermission report. As it stands, it's the Jackalopes 3 and the Wranglers nothing after 40 minutes of play. Hi everybody, Guy Chiarenza here on the second intermission report presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Well, the Wranglers have some catching up to do, and it's not impossible, as the Wranglers have proven that they can be a resilient bunch. They can be a comeback team, but so far things not pointing in the right direction. Odessa came firing out of the gate as they were hungry for the game's first goal, and they got it. 4-on-4. Odessa gets a goal from Charlie Smith. Smith forces a turnover behind the Wranglers' net and is able to stuff it home for the game's first goal, 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the contest. So then, after one period of play, it was Odessa leading 1-0. Wranglers actually started the second period with a lot more energy, I thought, than the first period. I thought they played pretty well to begin the second period, so much so that they held the Jacks without a shot for the first 4 minutes and 13 seconds of the second period. But that all changed as quickly afterwards, just 47 seconds after the Jacks got their first shot. It was Odessa scoring. 5 minutes into the second period, Hayden DeMars from Lemvardy and Hunter Wisenand. Jackalopes then led 2-0. Late in the second period, looked like the Wranglers would find a way to cut the lead in half as they got their first power play chance of the weekend. Yeah, that's right, the weekend. Both teams have only had one chance on the power play this weekend. Jacks got theirs last night. They scored on it. Wranglers got theirs here tonight, and the Jackalopes score a shorthanded goal. It's Michael Kadlasik from Cameron Dunn. Jacks force a turnover in the far corner, and that's that. Kadlasik with a couple quick passes with Dunn. They're able to put it in the back of the Wranglers' net for the 3-0 score with 1:06 to go in the second period. So, I mean, just to put it bluntly, that's 2 goals for the Jackalopes off of turnovers. Otherwise, it's a 1-goal game, really. Could be even different, but McDonough has played stellar for the Wranglers here tonight. Jacks have 16 shots on the board. Wranglers have 13. Amarillo took 10 shots on goal in the second period. Jackalopes took 7. So in terms of offense production, the second period was a lot better for the Wranglers compared to the first period. But again, it's just costly turnovers, costly moments where it's the little things, right? It's just being smart with the puck, anticipating those funky bounces that we know are going to happen in this building. I mean, this is game 49 for the Wranglers this season. I mean, at this point, we know there's going to be crazy bounces. There's going to be crazy hops. You're not going to get any puck luck here in this building. You got to be on high alert, and the Jackalopes have taken advantage of that here tonight. They've been thorns in the Wranglers' side here tonight. They've been forcing turnovers, creating plays on the forecheck, and as a result of that, the Jackalopes now lead 3-0 after 2 periods of play. So I think for the Wranglers here in the third period, I think the biggest thing right now is just got to be puck management. I think you just have to be smart with the puck here in the third period. You're down by 3. At this point in the game, you obviously can't allow another goal against, and then you have to find a way to put 3 against the Odessa Jackalopes and Ivan Zhigalov. Good news for the Wranglers is that the third period is their best period this season in terms of scoring goals and goal differential. And so for Amarillo, they hope that a big third period can bolster their chances to come back against the Odessa Jackalopes. Now, remember, there was a game similar to this against the Colorado Grit back in the month of January. The Wranglers were down by a considerable amount. Excuse me, tongue twister. That's what happens when you've been talking to yourself for like almost 3 hours. Anyhow, that game kind of reminds me of this one where, the Wranglers are down here in the third period against a team on the outside looking in. At that game, it was the Colorado Grit, and the Wranglers had a big third period led by Jack McDonald to come back and win the game. I think it's a similar situation here, although I think the Odessa Jackalopes are probably a more skilled team than the Colorado Grit are. And so it's going to prove to be a tougher task here, but I don't think it's impossible. I do think that this is a Wranglers team that they've shown us time and time again this season that they are built for the long haul. This team is going to fight until the final buzzer, but they're going to have to scratch and claw their way back into this one, being down by 3. I thought their play improved from period 1 to period 2. Let's see if they can keep that trend moving upwards heading into the third period. It's going to have to if the Wranglers want a chance to win the game. I thought offensively the Wranglers looked much better. They're moving the puck quite well, but again, that puck luck just not in their favor. I'd like to see them maybe get a little bit more traffic in front of Jackalopes. I think the Wranglers just need to play with a sense of urgency here in the third period, but also in the back of their minds know that you have to make smart decisions. You have to settle the puck down. Just stay composed, but also play with that sense of urgency, knowing that you're down. I think that is the big message that I would push to the Wranglers here in the third period, because this is a Jackalopes team that's been very up and down this season. I think this game is far from over, but it does look as if the Jackalopes have taken the reins after 2 periods of play. So Wranglers looking to find a way to tie this thing up, maybe salvage a point out of it, hopefully come back and win, as the Hoser Cup is in jeopardy if this score holds. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break on the second intermission report presented by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Welcome back to the second intermission report. Jacks lead 3-0 here at the Budweiser bullpen after 40 minutes of play. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard to see what's going on around the rest of the South Division. It's over at Blazers Ice Center. Almost 5 minutes into period 3. It's the Mudbucks still leading 1-0 over the Oklahoma Warriors. Hayden Nickel still has the only goal in that contest. We will see the Warriors tomorrow night in prime time at Blazers Ice Center. More on that in just a moment. Over at NYTEX Sports Center, the Brahmas have clawed their way back. They now lead 3-2 over the Colorado Grit. The second period goals from Jacob McDonald and Zach Rizzo. Brahmas had the lead after 2 periods of play. Over at American Bank Center, now that's a tight one. Ice Wolves and Ice Rays, battle of the Ice Animals. That game is tied up at 1 after 2 periods of play. And so that is your out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. And so look at that matchup tomorrow night against the Oklahoma Warriors. Not to overlook the third period here, but kind of just to set the stage and kind of just discuss what's at stake here, because there's multiple things at stake. For the Wranglers, I mean, first and foremost, this is a big 2 points on the line. You just had a very emotional pregame ceremony honoring a legend in these parts in Jason Chafe. You don't want to disappoint. Big 2 points on the line in the South Division playoff race. You need every point that you can get. The Wranglers win here tonight in regulation. They get 2 points and they can jump the El Paso Rhinos for third place. The Wranglers even get 1 point. They're tied with El Paso for third. And then, of course, on the other hand, you got the race for the Hoser Cup, where if the Wranglers lose here tonight, there is no Hoser Cup championship game. Tomorrow night just becomes a regular season game, as the Cup will already have gone to the Oklahoma Warriors. Now, I know one thing, and one thing is certain. Ryan Anderson is a good coach. Connor Yanni as well. And those 2 guys, well, they know how to light a fire under these boys. Something tells me that the Wranglers are not done yet. They're going to find a way to make something happen here in the third period. This is one of those games where you're on home ice, great crowd in attendance. They're itching for a goal. They're itching for something. And I really feel like the Wranglers, if they get one quickly here to begin the third period, and I know I say this a lot all season long, but I feel like if they can get one quickly in the first moments of the second period, well, then it's a 3-1 game. Then you're down by 2. And if you can catch the Jackalopes on their heels here in the third period, you might get that snowball effect. Wranglers might find a way to tie this thing up. We're going to have 20 minutes to do so. Jackalopes have been one of those teams that are up and down. It's really hard to predict what you're going to get from them period in, period out, night in and night out. They could find a way to fall flat here in the third period after really pushing the narrative through the first 40. It'll be interesting to see what happens here in period number 3. But one thing is for certain, the Wranglers are not done yet with a lot on the line. They're not just going to back down quietly. Wranglers are going to go out with a roar. And so again, just like I talked about in the second period, look at that second line to make a difference. I thought the first period really came to life in the second period as well. I think the top 6 has to play a big factor for the Wranglers here in the third period if they're going to come away with the victory. I also think you have to find a way to get reigning defenseman of the month in the league, Nolan Gagnon, involved offensively somehow. Martin Skruklidis has taken a couple shots in this game. Cole Semenyuk, I've really been impressed with the way that he has played offensively and defensively. If we can get a little bit from what we saw last night from him back on the ice here tonight, you get all that stuff moving, all that chemistry going, you get that soup cooking, we might have a comeback on our hands. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Something tells me, though, and this is just a hunch, special teams are going to be a non-factor. We saw a lot of potential penalties in the first 40 minutes. Not a lot being called. I can't imagine a scenario where special teams are going to play a factor. So, seems like the Wranglers are going to have to find a way to do this 5-on-5. Now, for the Jackalopes, that might swing in their favor because the Jackalopes, statistically this season, have been abysmal on the power play and penalty kill, despite having a shorthanded goal here tonight and scoring a power play goal last night. So, this game is going to have to be, at least it seems like, won 5-on-5 by the Wranglers. I don't think they're going to get any help on the power play. So we'll see. We'll see what this game has in store. We'll see what the Wranglers cook up. I think at this point in time, this has got to be the biggest moment of the season to date. You're winding down towards 11 games remaining on the schedule after tonight's game. Big matchup tomorrow night against the Oklahoma Warriors. And for that matchup to mean a little bit more in terms of the Hoser Cup, the Wranglers are going to have to win here tonight. So, in the biggest moment of the season, no better stage than the Budweiser bullpen. Wranglers faithful cheering on their boys. No better place for a comeback than right here and right now. Wranglers back out on the ice for third period action. So are the Jackalopes, as the Wranglers are going to skate from right to left. Jacks from left to right, as you see it on ATV. We're going to paint a picture for you here on YouTube, as the Wranglers look to find a way to smack the Jacks and come back with a victory on home ice. Jack Ivey in the first line out there will take the draw to open the third period of play. Michael Kadlasik, the opponent, at the dot. Third period action underway. Jack Ivey wins the draw. Wranglers get to work offensively as they dump it down deep in the far corner. Day to the middle, looking for Jack Ivey. Goes off his stick. He looks to center below the goal line. Jackalopes are able to pick it free and lift it out into the Wranglers zone. No icing as Richmond beats out Troutwine to the puck. He really came out of nowhere, and he moves towards the far corner. Shovels it to Kadlasik. Bouncing puck is kicked over to Dunn in the corner. Battling with Gagnon. Troutwine steps in to pick the puck free. He'll move it up ice for McDonald. Throws a couple fakes and meanders his way through the neutral zone. Gets dragged down. And just like we suspected, special teams are not going to be a factor here in the third period. Now Jack Ivey sprints through center ice, moves it towards his left, but the Wranglers are offside on the zone entry. 50 seconds into third period action. So, neutral zone draw on the near side, right in front of the Jackalope blue line. Odessa will win it off the stick of Wizenans. The dump in on the left wing from Morgan goes diagonally to the other corner, but he did not gain the red line. Icing on Odessa. 57 seconds into the third. And so second line out there for the Wranglers, Zap, in his 100th North American Hockey League game, will take the draw against Hunter Wizenand, where Zap won 5 straight faceoffs against Wizenand last night, and he wins it here. Shot off the draw from Pukanen, goes up and over the net. DeMarco moving down the right wing, keeps it in the Wranglers' possession. We'll go all the way around towards the near side. Exchanges to McNaughton, centering feed goes across through the skates of Manlove and out the other side. Pukanen couldn't get a handle on it. Stretch pass, offline for McNaughton. Wranglers ice the puck with 18:41 to go in the third period. Already that was a pretty good look for the Wranglers. Just couldn't find a way to get it past Zhigalov. And I don't think Zhigalov has made his best save here tonight. I think the Wranglers have really yet to test him with their best opportunity of the night. They'll look to get that here in the third period. Metelkin wins the draw in the Wranglers zone, but off that draw, Drukalidis steps in and gets the puck into the Wranglers' possession. He'll tap it into the attacking zone. Bouncing puck at the right circle is swept towards the wall. And now the Jacks will tip it back into the Wranglers zone. Pukanen on the far wall, heaves it out to the neutral zone. Zap in motion, finds the puck. McRoberts was waiting at the blue line. Couldn't reel it in though, and now the Jackalopes turn the other way. Pukanen gets a defensive stick in the way. He charges up ice, looking for Zap on the right wing. Jackalopes are able to steal it away and turn the other way. Centering pass, Bennion glances off his skate. Metelkin swinging up to the right point. Shot there. Turned aside by McDonough. Play moves behind the goal. Pukanen Falls down to the ice. Semenyuk will backhand it to Zap on the near wall. Puukkonen has it in motion through the neutral zone, gaining some speed. Left wing shot blocked by Mitchell. Boomerang's back to Puukkonen, centering feed, goes in and out the other side to Abrams. And now the puck is dumped towards the goal by Morris. Zhigalov will swing it up in cover. 17:37 to go in the third. Draw on the far circle. Morris will take it against Belsterling. Wranglers win it. Morris in the right corner. Gets bunched up by a couple of Jacks. Spun around a little bit too. The Jackalopes dump it into the Wranglers zone. Troutwine's there. Body off the puck by Smith. Centering feed. Dangerously, the Jackalopes were lurking. The Wranglers were able to sniff it out defensively. Jacks reload from the neutral zone as Belsterling will knock it in. Behind the net. Turned over here as McDonough was looking to play the puck. Luckily for him, Gerhardt and company are able to pounce on the puck and get it out of danger. Abraham moves it towards the right wing for Morris. In the corner, Jacks again are able to come up with the puck. Gain center red and fling it into the Wranglers zone. Quickly now on the other way, Kruklitis cuts towards the middle. He tries to get a shot away, but he's shut down by Rosenthal. Kruklitis keeps the puck below the goal line. Centering feed. Godowski is there, and the Wranglers can't find a way to stuff it in. I don't think Godowski got enough on that puck as he wanted to. Good play by the Jacks defense. Richmond in the neutral zone. Dunn goes coast to coast for Kadlasik. Looks to find Richmond over the line, but he's offside. Now afterwards, Miller going at it with Richmond. Linesman quickly gets in between them. Doesn't want to have anything happen there, and so they'll break them apart. Time stops with 16:29 to go in the third. Neutral zone draw. Morley Phillips to take it against Wizenand. Puck battle off the draw, and it goes the Odessa way as Vardy sends it diagonally towards the near corner. Thunks off the wall. Ritchie gets there. Two Jackalopes as well. Ritchie somehow comes away with the puck out of the pile, but on the left wing, Vardy will field it. He'll go high to low. Chasing after it is Wizenand, battling with TJ Ritchie, and the big man is able to force him off of the puck. Godowski will pick it up behind McDonough. Tries to reverse it towards the other side, ends up turning it over. Left point, Vardy shoots towards the goal, into traffic, goes off a leg. Wranglers pick it up. It's on the tape of Miller. He will push it forward for Phillips waiting at the Jackalope blue line. He'll filter it around towards the far wall. Puck comes back out to center ice from the red line. Troutwine will launch it back in. McDonald on the right wing, cuts towards the middle, diving, takes a shot. And the arm is raised. Wranglers are going to get a power play. And it all becomes from the hard work of Jack McDonald. So, special teams may become a factor here in the third period. I mean, that is just textbook tripping. So, McDonald draws the penalty. Into the box is Trevor Mitchell. 15:31 to go in the third period. Big moment for the Wranglers as Zap wins the draw. Ivy. Stick breaks on the pass across. Luckily, Zap goes back and picks up the puck. Wranglers keep possession. Wranglers have just been so unlucky here tonight. It's the Woodfield Jack. But up to the left point. Gagnon has it. Settles it down. Moves towards his right. At the half wall is Zap. At the line, Gagnon. Across for a shot. Jack Ivy has it blocked by Wojciechowski. Wranglers keep possession below the goal line. Is at the half wall. Zap slows play down, moves it up to the line for Gagnon. He'll walk towards his left. Over to Zap. To the middle. He shoots. It's blocked by Rosenthal, but it boomerangs back to the German forward. He'll go high to low for McDonald. At the right circle. Zap has it. Up top for Gagnon. Shimmies for a shot. Jack Ivy one-timer. Goes high and wide, and now this time Odessa picks up the puck and will get a clear. 1:04 to go on the Wrangler power play. They're back into the attacking zone. Right wing. Zap has it. Stops at the circle. Finds a trailer. Across. Jack Ivey looking for Zapp. It glances off the wall and makes its way to number 89. They'll leave it for Gagnon. Right circle, shooting! And a blocker saved by Jackalopes, and he directs it out of play with 48 seconds remaining on the power play and 14:19 remaining in the third. Well, despite the broken stick of Jack Ivey at the beginning of the Wrangler power play, Amarillo did a really good job of keeping their composure, not panicking, keeping the puck in their possession, working it around, getting some good chances. But they're still searching for that goal. Draw on the far circle. Morris will take it against Kadalasic. Odessa wins it. Fumble on the clearing attempt. Play directs towards the far corner. McNaughton is there, digging it free. Morris gets it up to DeMarco. At the right point, goes high to low. He's in the corner. It's Abrams. I'll move behind the cage. Tries to reverse it to McNaughton, and he is successful in doing so. The puck ping-pongs around a bit, goes onto the stick of Morgan, and he will clear with under 30 seconds remaining on the Amarillo power play. McNaughton goes to the bench checking for blood. He might have gotten a stick up high. Meanwhile, DeMarco has it behind his own net. Waning moments of the Wrangler power play. Maybe one last chance if they hurry. 9 seconds to go. As Troutwine down the right wing enters the attacking zone. He'll shoot! And that one is snared by Jackalopes, and he will hold it with 13:33 to go in the third. Just 3 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. So now, you have a moment where Wranglers can't come away with the puck off the draw. Behind the net, Jack Ivey looks to steal it back. Penalty is over. Puck in the circles. Jack Ivey turns and shoots, and he just can't stop it home. Now below the circle, he takes a shot, and it goes wide of the net. Held in at the left point by McRoberts. He'll find McDonald behind the goal line. Tries to move it to the middle. Ivey to McDonald, and it's intercepted by Metelkin. And he will bank it off his own net. Keep the puck on his stick and move back out the center. Metelkin moving in, takes a shot, didn't get a lot of heat on it. McDonough easily turns it aside. McDonald on the near wall, evades some pressure. Goes cross ice for McRoberts, who chops it in. 12:48 to go in the third period. Jacks lead by 3. It's 3-0. Shot count is 18-17 in favor of Odessa. Stretch pass off the stick of Cameron Dunn. He turns it over to McDonald. Abrams looks to spur up ice. Instead, Dunn gets in the way of it. Bouncing puck at the red line is contested and goes Odessa's way. As Richmond goes back to his D-men in Rosenthal. I'll work it to the right wing. Jack's filtered it in. Harshly off the end wall. A steal from Dunn. Trailer. Shot. Blocked by Gerhard. He's in the right place at the right time, but he looks to be feeling that one. Gerhard blocks another one. He was limping towards the bench, and now he will finally get a change. What a shift there for Grayson Gerhard. What a warrior. It does not go unnoticed as Wranglers touch up. Looks like the Jackalopes are going to get a power play. I'll go figure. Just when I say in the intermission special teams might be a non-factor, well, guess what? We're starting to get some penalties here in the third period. You could call it the announcer's curse, the announcer's jinx, something of that nature. Luke Morris goes to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. And the Jacks power play will get to work. 11:59 to go in the third period. Wrangler penalty kill, 9th best in the league, 83%. Jacks power play, 14.6%, 23rd on the season. But it is worth mentioning that Odessa, on their lone power play attempt to this point in the weekend series, has gone 1 for 1. Draw on the far circle. Odessa wins it at the left point. Mitchell across for Patilla. Now Richmond at the right point. Right side shot. McDonough fights it off. Rebound goes to the Wranglers, but McDonough appears to be in some discomfort after making that save. He's on one knee. We'll keep an eye on him as the Wranglers move up ice. Play in the far corner of the Jackalope zone. McDonough back up to 2 feet. Hopefully it's just a stinger on that last shot. Wranglers doing some good job to kill some time, though, short-handed, keeping the puck in the Odessa zone. As just now, Odessa will move through the neutral zone and into Wrangler territory. On the right wing, DeMars with a shot. Up to the line, Patilla to Mitchell. Takes a shot, deflection out in front. McDonough makes the save across Richmond. McDonough somehow makes the stop. Troutwine might have gotten a block on it. Either way, big sequence. Wranglers keep the puck out of their net in a critical moment. 1 minute to go on the Jackalope power play. Stretch pass, Gagnon. Goes to the intended receiver, Jack Ivey, at the Odessa blue line. And he will just tip it in for another clear. 45 seconds to go on the Jackalope power play. 10:41 to go in the third. On the right wing, Kadlasik flies into the Wranglers zone. Right wing across. McDonough makes the save. Play on the near wing. Behind the net, Wranglers get possession. Zap will get the clear. Zhelov out to play it. Pukinen lurking on the forecheck. 15 seconds remaining on the Jackalope power play. Odessa moves through center. Kadlasik enters on the right side, drops it off. Dunn shoots, deflection out in front. Right is on the doorstep, and McDonough makes the save. And the Wranglers get another clear, and that'll do it for the Jackalope power play. We're back to even strength with 9:54 to go in the third. A couple big saves from Connor McDonough, short-handed. To keep the game 3-0. Stretch pass is offline. Odessa sees the puck go all the way down the length of the ice. It'll be an icing on the Jacks with 9:36 to go in the third. Here in the third period, the shot count is 7-4 in favor of Odessa. They lead the shot count 23-17. So after killing that penalty, hopefully the Wranglers get some momentum from it. He's on the right corner. Gagnon looks to get something going. Behind the net, Morgan is able to escape the Wrangler pressure, and now Odessa moves to the neutral zone, and they will just flutter it in. And we got another penalty. And it's against the Wranglers. Trace Day goes to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. And so just after killing off the penalty, the Wranglers have to do it again. Well, good news is the PK is 1 for 1 so far here tonight. The bad news, you don't want to have to kill a penalty at this point in the game, being down by 3. Nonetheless, they'll look to get it done as draw on the near circle to the left of McDonough. Kadlasik will take it against Roman Zapp. Odessa off the draw, moves it towards the far wing. Rosenthal looking to go coast to coast. Pass goes off the stick of Zapp. Dunn picks it up, moves towards the right point. Now darts towards the circle. Filters it across for Rosenthal. He moves to the line and goes high to low for Kadlasik. Dunn keeps it in at the right point. Shimmies, find Wojciechowski in opens place. He blasts one towards the net. McDonough pad save, and the Wranglers get a clear. As Zapp moves to the neutral zone, backpedals, and now looks to play it back, but it's a turnover as Kadlasik left side shooting. Save made by McDonough. Dangerous play there. Number 1 makes the stop. And I understand what Zapp was trying to do there. Maybe he just didn't get enough on the pass as he wanted to. But he and the Wranglers are lucky that that didn't end up in the back of their net. It's all thanks to Connor McDonough. Big save there. Jacks win the draw. D to D. Right point is Patilla. To Mitchell on the left side. Sees the force of Morris. Morris gets the steal for a moment as Mitchell had trouble handling the puck as Morris was applying the heat. Puck trickles towards the goal, and the Wranglers were there. Jack Ivey just couldn't get a stick on it. That play developed very quickly. 54 seconds remaining on the penalty today as Patilla will float it into the Wranglers zone from center ice. And below the goal line, turnover here. Jackalopes score. And it's Braden Patilla. And make that James Richmond who gets the goal, and the Jacks get a power play goal to make it a 4-0 hockey game. And that comes with 8:02 to go in the third period. Primary assist goes to Hayden DeMars. And now it's a tall climb from here. But if there's any team that can do it, it's the Amarillo Wranglers. I still believe. In the neutral zone, Belserling pokes it into the Wranglers zone. Kruklidis will pick up the puck. Move it towards the near side wall. A couple players come together. Things starting to get kind of nasty as Phillips ends up on his backside. Kruklidis sparring with Manzella, and they're going at it. Not dropping the gloves, though, and he's not going to get a whistle either. Jackalopes keeping in at the blue line, right side. They'll just chip it in. And Kruklidis still heated, barking at Belserling as Belserling goes to the bench. Gerhard starts the next charge to the neutral zone. He'll bank it in. Hard on the puck. Gerhard gets there. Finds Miller. Centering pass goes off a leg into the far corner. Phillips crunches Mitchell in that very same corner. Crowd howls in approval. Patilla banks it off the wall to the blue line, and now it's Fetchko getting blasted by Gerhard. Wranglers throwing their weight around here. Down by 4, 6:38 to go in the third, and another crunch by Gerhard, this time on Vardy, and now Abraham throwing his weight around on Nick Metelkin. Wranglers setting the tone here in the season series finale. As Gagnon has it in his own zone. He'll backhand it up to center ice. Puukkonen enters on the left wing, cuts behind the goal. On his forehand, feeds it to Gagnon. On the wall. Has to knock it to the half wall, but Odessa gets there. He's able to force the puck back out the center. 6 minutes to go in the third period. Nick Troutwine on the left wing, gains the red line. And now with the blue line, McNaughton will wind it around. On the forecheck, Zap trying to make something happen. Although Odessa is able to scurry back out to center ice and roll it towards McDonough. Stretch pass from McDonough. Connects with Puukkonen on the left wing to the goal. And oh, he toe dragged it. Just couldn't get the shot off. McNaughton will. And now it's a save by Zhigalov to fight off that latest Wranglers attempt. And now Manlove tries to enter. McRoberts sends him tumbling to the ground. Things getting chippy here. Fans howling. Zap has it on the far wall, and now we get a whistle. As behind the play, DeMars is tied up with TJ Ritchie, and very vocally, Mr. Kornick says, both of you go. And fans are just itching for a fight, but if there's one thing on Kornick's agenda, it's to not have that happen. And so we'll see if these are offsetting, if we get 4-on-4. What have we? I thought TJ Ritchie might be going with DeMars, but it looks like Ritchie's out of the box. DeMars is in. There's a Wrangler in the box, but I can't tell who it is right now. I'm going to word on that in a moment. Somebody's getting 4 minutes, though. And so, holding on Puukkonen, holding on DeMars. That's all I've got shown my way so far. So, looks like all indicators say that we're going to 4-on-4 action. Now, the last time that happened, Odessa scored. Neutral zone draw. Jacks win it. They enter the Wranglers zone. Up to the left point. In open space, it's Cad Lasik. Will fire it around towards the near wing for Patilla. He knocks it down deeper. Takes a hit from Troutwine. And now Dunn feels the force of Gagnon. Gagnon comes away with the puck. Move through the neutral zone. Leave it for Gerhard. With speed, he enters the attacking zone. And now he peels away from Patilla. Wranglers will restart this attempt on the breakout from their own zone. Jack Ivey meanders into the attacking zone, and Wranglers are offside as Gerhard was step ahead. And Gerhard actually had his stick knocked out of his hand well after the whistle by Morgan. And now Gerhard, unhappy, cross-checks Patilla in the back. And we're starting to see tempers flare here. But it looks like no penalty off of that. And so we stay 4-on-4 for the next minute and 20 seconds as the Jackalopes win the neutral zone draw. Mitchell on the left wing evades a crunch from Morris. Morris looks to get it back at center with a little help from DeMarco. The Wranglers are successful in doing so, but only for a brief moment, as Belsterling will pick up the puck and backpedal into his own end. Now he moves forward, tries to go right down Main Street, but the Wranglers bottle him up and deny that opportunity. Morris enters on the right wing. They'll go across, coast to coast. Semeniuk settles it down, quickly moving up to the high slot. Drops it off for DeMarco. Left side, over to Semeniuk. From the line, he'll shoot. It's blocked by Rosenthal. Morris takes a try towards the net. That is blocked by Wojciechowski. Wranglers go low to high. Morris across. Down. DeMarco has it. They move towards his right and pelt it in. Wranglers get a change with 22 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. 3:33 remaining in regulation. Jackalopes have a 4-0 lead here at the Budweiser bullpen. Rosenthal, D to D for Wojciechowski. He'll gain center red and whip it into the Wranglers zone. Now the puck comes back out to center. Jacks return the favor by getting into the attacking zone. Loose puck comes to Metelkin. Drives towards the goal. McDonough shuts him down. Big save there by Connor McDonough to deny Nick Metelkin in close quarters. On the far near wall, bouncing puck up to the line. Bennion tries to push the narrative towards the net. Wranglers not having any of it. Trace Day enters the attacking zone. He'll peel away from the pressure of Metelkin. He's stepping on Day's shadow at the right point. Wranglers try and get something going, but Bennion is able to come away with it and get it into Wrangler territory with 2:30 to go in the third period. Nick Roberts, there's a big hit on Wizenan on the far wall. Wranglers exit their own zone on the left wing. Day stops on the entry. Darts towards the middle, tries to go around Farty. Now he gets tossed down towards the ground. The Wranglers keep possession. They re-enter as Pukkanen moves towards the middle. Hacked off his stick. Play goes back into the Wranglers' end where it'll be picked up by the defense with 2 minutes to go in the third. Wranglers dumping attempt goes off the stick of Rosenthal and in deep. Mitchell out to the neutral zone. And then it'll go all the way down for an icing with 1:40 to go in the third. Tomorrow night, we'll be in Oklahoma City taking on the Oklahoma Warriors. All indicators say that it won't be for the Hoser Cup Championship, but it's a big game in the South Division playoff race. Wranglers will look to rebound tomorrow in enemy territory. That game will start the Wranglers' longest road stretch of the season. 6 straight games on the road as Phillips took a shot behind the play. And now we've got a fight. Magnus Godowski going with Rosenthal. Godowski gets a few righties in there, takes a few lefties. Godowski just throwing them in. Bang, bang, bang. They're still on their feet, going toe-to-toe. Gadowski gets a couple of shots in the back of the head, and now they're still on their feet. Rosenthal looking for some help from the linesman, and he's going to get it. He just took a beating from Magnus Gadowski. And there you go. That sets the tone for the Wranglers heading into tomorrow night's matchup against the Oklahoma Warriors. Jackalopes weren't going to leave here without a couple of bumps and bruises. Magnus Gadowski lays the law with 1:35 to go in the third. So now they're going to sort this all out. And so in a 4-0 hockey game, the outcome is pretty much clear at this point. Looks like the Jackalopes are going to walk out of town with another win against the Wranglers here in this building. But you got to tip your cap to Magnus Gadowski going toe-to-toe with Riley Rosenthal in that fight. Rosenthal, 6'3", 205 pounds. Gadowski, same, 6'3", 205 pounds. Only difference, one's a righty, one's a lefty. Gadowski's a year older. Good fight there. Both guys stayed on their feet. Rosenthal got a couple jabs in, but man, was Gadowski really pummeling him there with a couple righties. It's always fun when you get a righty versus a lefty. You see guys just swinging punches on the either side of the shoulder. And the fans will go home with something, as the Jackalopes ice the puck with 1:27 to go in the third. And so this draw is going to be on the far circle. Morris on the third line out there. They'll take it against Cohen Belsterling. Morris wins it. Gerhardt, a snapper, goes off a leg, back to Gerhardt. Jackalopes are able to force the play back out the center, and a little ways into the Wranglers zone. Ritchie swings behind his zone net, and on the left wing will bank it off the glass into Jackalope territory. Jigalov out to play the puck. Will bank it to Smith. Jackalopes move it into the Wranglers zone. Under a minute to go in the third. Gerhardt on the entry. Snapshot is blocked by Manzella. Manlove forward. Spurs Wizenand at the motion. Wranglers shut that down defensively. Wizenand takes a couple shots from Morris behind the play, and we get some more nastiness. It's behind the net. Racing Gerhardt in the thick of things. And to give him some credit, he's battled hard here towards the final horn. He has not backed down at all. They'll push him away from the pile. The Mars was also there. And with 38.6 to go in the third, looks like Morris is going to go to the penalty box. And the draw will be on the far circle. It's Morris, 2 minutes for cross-checking. And the Jackalopes will head to the power play with 38 seconds to go. Draw on the far circle. Zap against Wizenand. Wizenand loses the draw. Looked like he might win it for a moment, but Zap is the victor. Ritchie will fire it down to the Jack zone. Attila will move it to the left wing for Vardy. We'll go cross ice for DeMars. Jackalopes backpedaling to their own zone, 10 seconds to go. They're going to wait this one out. And that is all. Final score, Jackalopes 4, Wranglers nothing. Odessa wins 2 out of 2 here at the Budweiser bullpen. It'll be a quick turnaround for the Wranglers. They'll be in Oklahoma City tomorrow, take on the defending champion, Oklahoma Warriors. Wranglers postgame show starts now. Well, this is one of those ones where you'd like to forget it, right? I mean, as a fan, as a player, as a coach, you like to just put this one in the rearview mirror. But I think it's, in this instance, I think it's good that the Wranglers have a quick turnaround. It's going to be tough to quickly go from playing at home one night to, in the next 24 hours, being in a totally different city, playing on the road. And so we'll see how the Wranglers respond. It'll be interesting to see. There's going to have to be a response. The Jackalopes take 2 out of 2 here in the Wranglers building. Wranglers pick up 1 point out of a potential 4. And they're going to have to head into Oklahoma City tomorrow night, knowing that the Warriors are the Hoser Cup champions. As with the Wranglers' loss here tonight, the Jackalopes played spoiler. They sweep the Wranglers here, and the Hoser Cup goes to Oklahoma. So that is that. And now that that's out of the way, Wranglers have their eyesight on a much bigger prize, the Robertson Cup. And at this point in the season, you don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction, right? You don't want to panic. You don't want to overthink things. You'd like to forget this game. You'd like to just put it out of your memory, put it out of the back of your mind. But for the Wranglers, I think you have to find a way to analyze this game a little deeper and understand what went wrong here tonight and find a way to correct that going against a very strong Oklahoma Warrior team that had their way against the Wranglers the last time those two teams met in this building. So now you go on the road, play the Warriors. I think this is the biggest test of the Wranglers so far this season, and I think this response is going to be very anticipated. I'm very interested to see how it shakes out, and it's going to be a quick turnaround. We're going to get to find out tomorrow. Wranglers will be in Oklahoma City to take on the defending champions Warriors. 7 o'clock pregame show, 7:15 puck drop from Blazers Ice Center. Wranglers will find a way to correct their mistakes. And I think the toughest thing about this loss was it was easily avoidable. I think there were moments in this game where turnovers came back to bite the Wranglers in the backside. Jackalopes, got to give them credit, they capitalized on them. They were hard on the puck. They came with a lot of energy to begin the game, and that was really the story of the weekend, was energy. When the Jackalopes had the energy going their way, they were able to score. For the Wranglers here tonight, they weren't, and costly turnovers end up going to the back of their net, and that's why you have the 4-0 score. So final shot count, 27 for Odessa, 18 for Amarillo. And the Wranglers will find a way to turn things around in Oklahoma City tomorrow night. Odessa on the season now improves to 20, 23, 4-2. They're still in the mix for a playoff position. They're chasing the Oklahoma Warriors. Wranglers fall to 26, 15, 6-2, still with 60 points on the season. So before we head out, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, see what's going on. Final from Blazers Ice Center. Shreveport Mudbugs shut out the Oklahoma Warriors. Warriors go 0 for 7 on the power play. Mudbugs go 1 for 6. Hayden Nickel, Lucas Deeb, and Kyan Haldenby get the goals for Shreveport as the Mudbugs now hit the 70-point plateau on the season. They've already clinched. So that makes tomorrow's game even more interesting as both teams are coming off of a shutout, and both teams have to be fuming at their last performance. They look to turn things around tomorrow. I think that's going to be one heck of a game. It's a one-night stand, one night only. Wranglers and the Warriors tomorrow night as we turn our attention over to NineTech Sports Center. Well, we thought the Colorado Grid, who had a 2-1 lead after the first period, might find a way to pull off a miracle. The answer is no. They don't. Lone Star Brahmas take that game 5-2. The rich get richer. Over at American Bank Center, well, now that's a tight one. Ice Wolves and the Ice Rays all knotted up at 2 in the battle of the Ice Animals. New Mexico trying to catch up to the Wranglers in the South Division standings. Corpus Christi Ice Rays could put a cork in that with a win over New Mexico here tonight. If that game goes to overtime, then New Mexico would pick up a point, and then they would have, let's see here, they would have 55 on the season and be 5 points back of the Wranglers. If New Mexico wins, they're 4 points back with 13 games remaining, and Amarillo has 11. Well, the good news for the Wranglers is they end the season at home. Tough thing for the Wranglers is this is their last home game in this building until the weekend of March 23rd when the El Paso Rhinos come to town. So we'll start the season's longest road stand tomorrow night. 6 straight games on the road. You want to be a good team, you got to find a way to win on the road. The Wranglers away from home have a record of 8-11, 8-3, and 2. To look to improve on that tomorrow night against the Oklahoma Warriors. Once again, your final score, the Odessa Jackalopes 4, the Wranglers nothing. It's an 18-save shutout for Ivan Zhigalov. Odessa comes away with the weekend sweep. Wranglers with a quick turnaround, look to bounce back against Oklahoma. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, not necessarily the final outcome. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. I'll see you at Blazers Ice Center tomorrow night, 7 o'clock pregame show, 7:15 puck drop. We'll see you.